The opinions and perspectives shared by our guests and debaters on Paradigm Shift TV, 314, and the Versus series are their own. They do not necessarily represent the views of the platform. We support open dialogue and critical thought, but encourage viewers to think for themselves.
I don't sip from the flash, still on the move on the spirit of my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the glass. Never want smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at card. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. My thoughts had a binding, flesh in my ear like spit for the county. Bitch said you, but the trigger was tempting. Whole lot of demons in the section I'm stepping. Brain got a drum or a hole like a stick. Thank for the Lord, every ride gon' hit. Close to the slide, they responded like that. I carry that text like a windshield whip. Flex that flex, feel that rest. I was 10 toes down in the spiritual test. Came from the dirt, still cleaner than most. Flesh won't toast, but the spirit won't ghost. Devil told laws, I be catching that purr. Let's go revenge, but the Lord says spur. Fast like collar with the engine on red. Put it in park after old me dead. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move on the spirit of my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the glass. Never want smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at card. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. Gave me the juice, but it came with the blessing. Guess see many nights turn pain into blessing. This won't place, I just wanted confection. The pain won't dip, so I dug through the lessons. Wasn't no cap in my knee when I bow. Spirit said speak, so I prayed out loud. Old too slim, so I switched my cloud. Cooking with saints, not chasing the cloud. Spirit said spin, spirit said build. Flesh said feast, spirit said steal. Flesh said slide, spirit said kneel. Now I'm bulletproof, walking in the king's wheel. I got that gold like a Moses to sin. Bible in hand, that's a loaded in 10. All in my cup like it came from the press. Ain't chasing no fame, just better the flesh. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move on the spirit of my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the glass. Never want smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at card. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flask. Still on the move, Holy Spirit, my gas. On me, you can check out the class. Devil won't smoke, I'm prepared for the clash. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. God on my side, I don't.
Told y'all I ain't playing with y'all. Playing with y'all pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. I'm a pseudo killer nigga, and I'm coming for your head. Holding niggas accountable for the pseudo shit they said. Ain't no more running, nigga, I'm gunning for your head. I'm a boogeyman to these pseudos, I'ma leave these streets bad. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. I'm tired of all this talking, niggas running their mouth, beating chests on platform, begging for some clout. Niggas ain't proving nothing, only scream and shout. It's a first round KO, I'ma knock these niggas out. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Step in the ring.
All right, welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother P. Aki, and y'all know what it is. This is a Versus series, Saturday night special on a Sunday. So yeah, I had some things come up yesterday where we weren't able to do this. These brothers were gracious enough to come and do it today. So with that being said, I want each of these brothers to reintroduce themselves. I am going to start with my roster brother. And before he start, he already know what I gotta do. I gotta do it. Sorry, brother. I know it's a little embarrassing to you. I be seeing the look on your face when I do it, but I gotta do it anyway. And here we go.
I'll make a pact with you. With the gods as our witnesses. Let us pledge that the winner will allow the loser all the proper funeral rituals.
There are no pacts between lions and men.
There are no pacts between lions and men. And tonight, there will be no pacts between this lion and the pseudo slayer. Go ahead, my man. Reintroduce yourself to the audience. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
Yo, yeah. Come with me. Haile Selassie, nigga, run quick, see. What do we have here now? Rastafari die. Yo, Cedric about to get his head smushed, y'all. You know who it is. It's the most hated, the most underrated. You know what I'm saying? Today we're going to get real deep. And this is going to be a great debate. You know what I'm saying? Cedric is my brother, my academic, you know what I'm saying, brother. And we're going to put on a very good presentation, a very good debate for y'all. You know, I'm looking forward to this, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, with no further ado, it is what it is. Smush gang every day, baby. Watch your mouth, fix your face, watch what you say to me.
All right. That was our man, Xion, the Lion Warchild. And now I got to turn it over to this brother, and I got to play this before the pseudo slayer introduces himself. And this is going to be quick and to the point. Here we go.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
I don't think he remember asking y'all a goddamn thing. Please reintroduce yourself to the audience, my brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Y'all know who it is. It's Cedric Ortega, the pseudo slayer, the debater of the pseudo killer. Science is undefeated. And again, we come to put in that work and show that we always stand on the A side. I'm going to teach this brother a lesson today. He's been running around the community misrepresenting, mischaracterizing what we do and what we stand for. And tonight, we're going to set the record straight.
Ooh, and before I introduce y'all moderator for the night, y'all know what I got to do. I got to do my spiel before they do they spiel. Allow me to say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Shout out to my man, Trust and Believe the Gospel, or nobody from Trust and Believe the Gospel. Allow me to say hotep to my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Shout out to my brothers and sisters at the Temple of Het Haru, led by my man, Baba Saber, Amari Seneferu. I want to say Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. Shout out to Apollo Bay. I want to say Assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Shout out to my man Khalil Shabazz. I want to say peace to all my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. Shout out to the God body Marlon Simmons. I want to say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. Shout out to my man Unk, aka Bobby Banger. I want to say what's up to all my Abo brothers and sisters. Shout out to my sister Ivory Scales and Light Brown. I want to say what's up to all my Naga brothers and sisters, them electromagnetic messiahs. I want to say what's up to all my Owaspi brothers and sisters. Creator gang. Last and certainly not least. Whoa, my bad. I want to say big salute to all my roster brothers and sisters. Shout out to Xion the Lion. Last and certainly not least, I want to say Jumbo to all the rest of my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you're black, I'm with you, and I hope that you with me. our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity. And we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that being said, I will not be the moderator for tonight's festivities. That honor belongs to my brother Cannon. Feel free to hit the stage, my brother. I want you brothers to have a good, clean fight, and I will be back with the judges' decision. It's the Versus Series Saturday night special on a Sunday. My man Cannon, the best host in these YouTube debate streets. It's on you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on? Paradigm Shift 314.
Peace to you, Cannon. Peace to you, Cannon. Of course, I'm appreciated. I'm glad you're moderating. I've heard you moderating before, and I'm glad to have you as a moderator. Let's get it.
I appreciate it. What's going on, Xion? I see you in the building. You guys ready?
Wally Tolfat. And the interesting thing is today is Haile Selassie's coronation day. I don't know how it fell on there because I certainly didn't plan it that way. But you know what? Divine intervention always wins, baby. Smush gang.
All right. You know what's going on, chat. Hopefully we got the judges in the building. They watching what they need to see, doing what they need to do. You know, as always, in the beginning, you guys explain who you guys are. Y'all get 3 minutes after that to do y'all opening. I start the timer. I was told in the beginning, Xion, you go second, right? You go.
Yes.
Okay, you go first. He goes first.
Yes, sir.
All right. I just want to make sure I'm in order.
In the second round, because I go second, in the second round, I go first, and Zion closes out the chin check session.
You got it. He closes out the chin check session. Did you guys have the opportunity? I was in the back, so I couldn't really hear everything. Did you guys just intro yourself to say who you guys were?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to start the clock for 3 minutes.
Do we do opening and then the that's the question because I wasn't quite clear. Do we have
So you're gonna do
rounds?
So we're gonna do a 3-minute opening for each participant. Sorry, you ready?
Yep, I am ready. Hold on. Wait 1 second.
Take your time. I'm just gonna ready my timer.
Let's see where we are here. One moment, please. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
All right, I'll start when you start. It's on you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Today we are asked to consider whether belief.
Sorry. Are you sharing your screen, Zion?
No, this is my opening. I'm just
Okay. I'm sorry. I was just making sure.
Right.
Sorry,
Right. So actually, you know what? I will share my screen. So let's pause on that for 1 second. We'll start this over for a second.
Absolutely. Go ahead and send it to me.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yep. Yeah, I will bring up my I'll share my screen. So we can get this in. Hold on, no rushing because we're gonna get this right.
All right, see your screen. I'm adding now.
Yep. Hold on, let me bring it back over here.
All right. Would you like me to make it full screen?
Yeah. If you we can be on the side or whatever.
All right. Okay. Cool. Long as it's large enough for you, I got it set where you on the side, and the WARCHILD Wu-Tang logo is there.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna restart this for 3 minutes. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
I gotta get right back to where I was. All right, so today you're asked to consider the whether belief, specifically religious belief, is irrational, outdated, or unnecessary, right? or if it's a default mechanism. My opponent will argue that religion is superstition, that science alone should guide human behavior, but I submit to you that belief is not a relic. It is a biological function, a cultural necessity, and a symbolic framework that every human, including my opponent, relies upon. Okay? We will show that belief is not confined to churches or temples. It lives in martial arts dojos and academic institutions, in corporate boardrooms, and in rituals of gangs and liberation movements. These systems mirror religious architecture. They have foundations, sacred texts, moral codes, and rites of passage. You will see evidence from neuroscience that belief activates distinct regions of the brain tied to emotion, identity, and moral reasoning. You will hear how secular disciplines still rely upon ritual, hierarchy, and mythic history. Mm-hmm. You will understand that to be religious is not merely to profess faith in a deity or supernaturalism. It is to live as if meaning matters. I ask you to keep an open mind, because the question is not whether religion is true in a theological sense. The question is whether belief in any form is essential to human life, and the evidence will show unequivocally that it is. And I rest.
All right. You still have a minute left. You want to yield your time?
I yield.
All right. I'm going to remove your screen.
All right.
Let me restart the timer. Cedric, do you have something you want to share?
Yes, sir. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Where is it? Just a second. Sorry. Just a second. Okay. Share my screen. Window. I am not seeing my presentation. This is crazy. Did I upload it here? Presentation. Window. No. Where is it? Windows. Oh, it's supposed to be there. I just checked it. Yeah.
Okay. I still don't see anything.
No, it's not up yet.
Okay. Cool.
Because I'm trying to find where my presentation is. I just had it. Let me see if I can upload it here. I just had it right there. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Windows. So.
Shout outs to the chat. What's going on, everybody?
There you go. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I see something. There's something trying to load. All right, I got it. I'm adding it to the. Whatever you posted, you removed it.
Okay, so upload it first.
Yeah. Do it again, because it was up there, but as soon as I went to click it, it disappeared.
Okay. You got it?
Still not on the screen. Whatever you did the first time, it was up there.
Okay. So let's let me share it again.
All right.
We need to get this good because my presentation is rooted in my
presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Should be up there.
All right, it's loading. Let me add it to the stage. All right. Okay. Your presentation is up. You just closed it out. It was up, but you removed it.
No, I didn't. It's not sharing it in presentation form. Damn, that's gonna be terrible. I need it in presentation form, man.
What tool did you use? Did you use like Google Slides or Outlook?
Yeah, I just used the PowerPoint. So it's in PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
So it's not accepting it in presentation form. Let me
Okay.
see if I upload it. Damn. Let me
You
see if
can't
I
you can't
upload
open it
it.
up on your screen and then just share from your screen.
Let me see if I can do that. So
That's what I'm doing.
I'm uploading it. So now let's see. Is
Okay.
it uploading?
All right. It's loading up. Don't change nothing. Nothing.
No.
All right. It's on the
It's
screen.
on the screen.
There it is. There it is.
Don't
Awesome.
change nothing. It's up.
It's up.
I need it in presentation form. So let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you do that, it close. Whatever you just did, it took it off.
Damn. Let me see if I can share it this way. Share entire screen.
All right. It's loading again. I see it. I'm adding it to the stage. Okay.
Okay.
You got it?
I see
I
a
see a
Buddha.
Buddha.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that technical delay. Here we go.
You just removed it off the screen
Oh
again.
shit.
You was almost there, man.
Yeah, we there. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. I'm sorry.
Take your time. Take your time. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Oops. I shared the
Shout
wrong
out,
one.
shout outs to the chat. I see King Hercules in the building.
Entire screen. All right.
All right. I'm looking
I'm
at
looking
the
at the
Buddha.
Buddha.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, you can stop my time as soon as I start talking.
You got it.
You got it.
Can humans live without religion or belief? Is atheism a lack of faith or religion? The thesis: faith, neuroadaptivity, necessity, or rational delusion. Is faith a human necessity or a psychological relic? Does disbelief reflect absence of faith or an alternative belief system? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My opponent argues that faith is not only a neuroadaptive, a part of our biological wiring, but that it's rational to have faith. He claims atheism and skepticism are merely alternative religions built on their own kind of faith, and that methodological naturalism, the foundation of science, is just another belief system. But the entire framework is built on category error and rhetorical sleight of hand. He is confusing what the brain does with what the mind knows. He is confusing biological utility with epistemic validity. Yes, our brain evolves tendencies towards belief, but so what? We also evolve to overeat, to fear shadows, and to form tribes. Adaptations explains behavior, not truth. Faith may be natural, but that doesn't make it rational. Atheism and skepticism do not require faith. They require evidence. They require the willingness to say, I don't know, which is the beginning of knowledge, not the denial of it. Adaptive isn't rational, and science, my friend, isn't religion. As for methodological naturalism being a religion, that's nonsense. It's not about worship, it's about the method. It's not about faith, it's about verification. If something is supernatural and yet demonstrable, it would become natural the moment we could measure it. My opponent will rely on emotion, anecdotes, and personal testimony. I will rely on the same tool that has built every discovery, cured every disease, and explained every mystery once thought divine. Methodological naturalism. That is not faith. That is progress. Now, the reverse evolution argument. So now, if faith evolved, so did skepticism. The same cognitive toolkit that produced belief also produced metacognition, the ability to question our own thoughts. Faith is the evolutionary reflex, skepticism is the evolutionary correction. Science isn't and skepticism are not anti-faith, they are post-faith. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. I yield the floor. Hello. That's my time.
You there, brother?
Hello.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was on mute talking.
It's all right.
That was Cedric's 3 minutes. So now, Xion, let me get you back in the position. Do you have you want to share your screen, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you know that you have 15 minutes.
All right.
And you are going to start your round. Let me just reset the timer for you for 15. You have any questions before we start? Any housekeeping, anything we need to do?
No.
Okay,
no.
Cool.
All right.
I got 15 seconds on the clock. I am going to start when you start.
All right. So, let's begin with understanding what Cedric just said is actually a logical fallacy. It's actually a belief. Okay. It's actually a epistemistic arrogance is what it is, because all of the information by itself, all of your data by itself has to be filtered through your brain, and how you interpret it. Okay. Is still regulated by those functions. So the data alone, or separated from how you perceive it, how you calculate it, how you interpret it, is its own. All right. So that's false. That's a falsehood. Do not fall for the okie doke. Okay. Let's fight, Negro. You know what I'm saying? It's not smushing time. Okay. Faith as a human default. Okay. The smushing of Cedric Ortega. I'm about to smush this boy head in right now. Faith as a default, not a defect. Humans are biologically and neurologically wired for belief, not necessarily religion in its institutional form, but symbolic framework that anchor an identity, morality, and community. When those are removed, secularism does not create neutrality. It creates a vacuum. That vacuum often gets filled with scientism, ideological cults, and or nihilism. The result is cultural collapse, declining birth rates, and identity disintegration. Okay, behavior and neurological. Let's get to the basis and foundation of this. Modern cognitive science and neurological suggest religion is not an anomaly. It's a byproduct of evolved brain functions, default cognitive systems. Religious thought activates mental systems used for detecting agency, moral reasoning, and social exchange. These systems are present in all humans, religious or not. Neurotheology findings, religious and spiritual experiences, RSEs, engage in brain networks responsible for self-awareness, social cognition, and emotional regulation. Genetic predispositions, brain structures, and functions can influence religious tendencies, suggest a biological basis for faith. Behavioral impact. Religious belief shapes mating purposes, dietary habits, and conflict resolution. Sir. So showing deep integration into human behavior. That was in Cambridge University of Arizona, and there's some other secondary and tertiary sources that I've used here. So the question is, can a person who rejects traditional belief systems and claims to be objective still be bound to some form of religious practice due to human boundaries? Absolutely. And the evidence is across psychological and neuroscience and philosophy backs it up. Even though those who reject traditional belief systems often engage in behaviors or thought patterns that mirror religious practice, right? So let's go through it. Cognitive behavioral boundaries. Not going to read everything on it. Agency detection, pattern seeking. The human brain is wired to detect intentionally agents and patterns. So when he's looking at the data, which in and of itself does not require faith or belief, the data alone does not require it. His brain requires it, right? In order to interpret it and to find meaning in it, y'all, often attributing meaning or purpose where none exists. This is foundational to religious belief and persists in secular context. Moral psychology, as John T. Hand explains in Oxford Handbook of Secularism, both religious and secular ethics stem from the same evolved moral psychology religious traditions, reinforce ancient moral institutions, but do not originate them, right? Ritual and identity, right? We are sitting here having an academic debate according to Lincoln Douglas style, debating according to how academic, the academic criteria, academia. We are engaging in ritual practice right now as we speak. And we have a specific criteria on how this ritual must be done and how it should not be done, correct? Cognitive behavioral therapy, right? CBT. Modern CBT has evolved to incorporate spiritual framework, acknowledging that even non-religious individuals benefit from practices rooted in religious traditions like forgiveness, gratitude, and transcendence. We'll move on from that. That's APA-psych.net if you want to check that out. So core components: neurological prefrontal cortex handles abstract reasoning and moral judgment, essential for belief. So what are you getting all of this daggone objective information and how is your brain processing through the limbic system, through the prefrontal cortex. Default mode network supports introspection, narrative identity, and key to spiritual reflection. Temporal parietal junction enables empathy and divine agency modeling. Faith isn't irrational, it's neurological. The brain is wired to imagine transcendence. He thinks he has transcended his human limitations, right? Oh, I just used the data. I just used the blood clot data, right? Neurochemical influence: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get too deep into that. After listening to his first round, I don't really have to focus too much on that. Just to, you know what I'm saying, let you know that these are the chemicals that are involved in processing and these functions that I just, you know what I'm saying. So here, APA-psych.net, historically tensions have existed between secular cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and religion and spirituality. CBT is in general an undergone significant change and expanded in traditional approaches to incorporate more spiritual oriented and religious forms of CBT. The doctors only can give you empirical evidence. I heard him say that. He said that, y'all. However, every hospital has clergy and has a chaplain in it. You know what I'm saying? Right? Not only to help when folks are dealing with mortality and bereavement, but also for healing. Okay? So for some reason, it works. Advances in brain and religious studies, the review and synthesis of recent representative studies, right? We review the synthesis recent religion and brain studies and find that a broad network of neuroscience level religious and spiritual experience, RSEs, appear to depend crucially upon interactions between the default mode network, DMN, the prefrontal network, FNP, and the salience network, SN. We see that the general results as broadly consistent within Menon's et al. Triple network, the tripartite model, TPM, of the neuropsychiatric function and dysfunction. Right? We're going to get into the dysfunctions of a lack of belief and faith. So when atheists say, oh, atheism is not a belief system, it's not a religion, it's a lack of belief, that is an oversimplification and it's a myth in and of itself, right? So let's move forward, y'all. Okay, so here, APA-psych.net, neural basis for religion cognition. The citation, Grafman J. Kristen, Zong W. And Balubala. Right? Okay. Abstract religion is neural underpinnings have been a topic of speculation and debate, but emerging neuroscience of religion is beginning to clarify which regions of the brain integrate moral, ritual, and supernatural religious beliefs with functional adaptive responses. Here we review evidence indicating that religious cognition involved a complex interplay among the brain's regions underpinning cognitive control. So in order for you to interpret the data, the objective and empirical data, your brain is going to stick its foot in the soup, my brother. Hello back. Neurotheology. Are we hardwired for God? Oh, y'all need to read this one. article May 2nd, 2008, Psychiatric Times, volume 25, number 6, right? Considering that the brain is increasingly being credited with having a role in everything we think, feel, and do, including interpret data, Negro, it was probably just a matter of time before it was postulated that religious belief has a neural substrate. Considering that the brain is increasingly being credited with having a role in everything we think, feel, and do, it was probably just a matter of time before we postulated that religious belief has a neural substrate. The question of how the brain might be hardwired for spirituality has captured the interest of many investigators who have established careers in fields as different as neurology, theology, neuroscience, and spawned a new discipline of neurotheology, y'all. His science
5 minutes.
Right? Good look. Okay, so let's move forward a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Limbic structures. I'm not going to go through that. It's a little long. I'll say that for later. Greek some philosophical perspectives. Plato talks about this. Aristotle talks about Stoics. So this is not entirely about philosophical perspectives, okay? I'm talking about neurobiological functions. Okay, so it is a default mechanism, social development, influence of family cultural imprinting, boundary crossing. Let's move forward a little bit. Modern psychological and sociological scholarship, mental health benefits. We got benefits, developmental psychology, cultural psychology, religious identity, faith-shaped self-perception, and worldview, especially in context of adversity and disability. Cultural, religion, and spirituality are increasingly integrated into mental health practices, reflecting their foundational role in identity and healing. Developmental psychology, religion supports pro-social behavior. Oh, so when you got these know it ain't-ism Negroes or know it ain't niggerisms, right? That's your religion. A lot of y'all are know it can't. You're a know it ain't Negroism believer. Okay, all it is no, it ain't. There is a psychological disconnect. There is something wrong with your prefrontal cortex, my brother, and your behaviors show it. And that's why you got blasted the other day on your own daggone platform. So let's go. Warlord on the rise. Give thanks to brother for giving me this name. He's in the, I'm sure he's watching. You know what I'm saying? Ankh West. Neurological mechanisms, belief and faith. We already went through that. You know what I'm saying? This is the next part, psychological disillusionment in non-believers. Oh, let me connect the dots. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of this on my next round, but existential breakdowns when belief systems collapse, whether religious or secular, individuals often experience a crisis of identity. There's a problem here. Grief and loss of religion. Eva Y. Cohen's research in the Journal of Religion and Health shows that religious conversion often triggers intense personal struggles. Rejecting belief doesn't always bring clarity. It brings grief, confusion, and a search for replacement meaning. The religious domes, right? Studies published by the Psychology of Religion and Spirituality reveal that people who walk away from faith often do so due to disillusionment, sir, with organized religion, but they still wrestle with moral and existential questions, sometimes more intensely than other believers, right? Disorders linked, depression, anxiety, y'all can take a look at this, and schizophrenia. Reasons of the brain. Oh, here's the interesting thing. The same reasons where religion and belief and faith happen to be, we brought that out a little bit earlier, right? Those functions, prefrontal cortex development and its implications in mental illness. Y'all might have a problem, you know what I'm saying? But because you're inside of your own head, you think you're right, and that is your epistemistic arrogance, okay? Psychoanalytical insight, illusionment is, and its collapse. Alfred Margulies describes disillusionment as the falling away from one's coherent world, revealing that our sense of reality was built upon implicit interwoven illusions. When these collapse, we lose existential grounding. Yes, Satan, Lucifer, you are delusional. Not you know what I'm saying? These are healthy illusions we're talking about here. You are delusional. You know what I'm saying? The world feels broken, uncanny, and untrustworthy. The psyche may enter a lifelong cascade of attempts to rebuild meaning. Okay, we can only be disillusioned once we lived with illusions. Illusions are necessary. You walk out of your door every day with the illusion that you're going to make it to work, get your money, and you might not get the money. You might not make it to work. Right? But, we're making predictions, and we'll get to that. Depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, OCD, and addiction all correlate with dysfunctions in disbelief-related brain regions. Disillusionment, while not a clinical disorder, reflects existential collapse when belief systems fail. When belief collapses, the brain does not celebrate, it suffers. Disillusionment isn't clarity, it's trauma, Negroes. Y'all Negroes are traumatized. Faith and cognitive
60 seconds.
Okay. Belief systems help regulate emotions, build identity, and foster social cohesion. Ritual, myth, and spiritual practice activate resilience. You can be spiritual and still be secular, y'all. It don't mean that you have to believe in angels, ghosts, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Gods, what have you. Belief is not a flaw. It's a feature. It is how the brain survives uncertainty. And Cedric will literally tell you that science does not have all the answers, but they postulate what they think based upon the information and how their brains interpret it to fill in some gaps. Okay? The God of the gaps, warlord on the rise. You know what I'm saying? Smush
And
game,
that
right?
is time.
All right. Let's work.
Okay.
Right. Let me
that was a whole bag of emotional rhetoric. So let's do what we do best as pseudo killers. Let's go.
All right, go ahead and share your presentation with me.
Yes, I'm going to share my screen in just a second. When it is up, let me know.
All right, I see it. Let me add round one to the screen.
All right, when I start speaking, start my time.
You got it.
Round one.
All right, let's go. Faith as neuroadaptive necessity. The misuse of evolution. I knew my brother would go there, so let's do what we got to do. My opponent claims that faith evolved as a neuroadaptive necessity. Yes, cognitive science shows that human minds tend to detect agency and assign purpose. A feature called HADD, hyperactive agency detection device. But faith isn't an adaptation, my good brother. It is a byproduct of that adaptation, a side effect of our pattern-hungry brains. As psychologist Pascal Boyer explained in Religion Explained 2001, religious thoughts emerge naturally, but that doesn't make them true, my brother. To say faith is rational because it evolved is like saying hallucination is rational because we dream. Evolution shapes survival, my brother. It doesn't shape for truth. You just explained it. What was once adaptive, like believing lightning was a god, becomes obsolete when understanding advances. So
have you ever felt like you're being watched, even when you're alone? What if I told you you might not be wrong? Your brain is a master of illusions. Sometimes it creates shadows where there are none, sounds in complete silence, and even a presence when no one is around. Ever woken up at night feeling like someone is standing near your bed? That's your brain's ancient survival instinct detecting threats, even if they don't exist. But what if, just once, it's right? Science calls it the hyperactive agency detection device. It kept our ancestors alive, but today, it might just be the reason you sleep with the lights on. So was it just your imagination or something more? If this made you think twice, drop a comment and let's see how many of us have felt this before.
You still sleep with the lights on, my brother? When instincts become ideology, hyperactive agency detection device was never proof of gods. It was proof of minds evolved to err on the side of caution, my good brother. Religion co-opted that bias, transforming instinct into ideology, superstition into a system. What began as an adaptive glitch became a global narrative, convincing humanity that our mental reflex to imagine intent was evidence of divine design. And my brother's trying to sell us that. Now let's look at the faith is rational. That's a semantic trap, the flim-flam. We're doing the flim-flam. He's redefining the rational to mean psychologically adaptive. Everything he was explaining you was psychologically adaptive, but rationality isn't about what comforts us, my good brother. It's about what corresponds to reality. To say faith is rational because it soothes anxiety is to say delusion is rational because it provides hope. That's not philosophy. That's not philosophy. That's therapy. Now let's look at it. The logical contradiction. Faith is rational. No, my brother. Rationality requires justified true belief. The sun will come up tomorrow. That's a justified belief. Faith, by definition, lacks empirical justification. It's belief without evidence. If faith were rational, then all faiths would be equally valid. Yet, they contradict each other, my brother. My opponents appeal to emotion, that faith comforts the human psyche. Confuses psychological comfort, my brother, for epistemic justification. Feeling better is not the same as being right. And that's what you fail to understand. Now let's look at some of your falsehoods. Atheism and skepticism are religions. You were alluding to that. That's a false analogy. He would say atheists and skeptics operate on faith in science, logic, and reason. But that's a fundamental misunderstanding. Now you heard him. It came out of his mouth. Skepticism is not a belief system, my brother. It's a method of inquiry. Religion begins with answers and defends them. You just heard it. God did it. Skepticism begins with questions and tests them. The difference is not in belief. It's in the burden of proof. Skeptics say, show me. Religion say, trust me. Yes, we all believe. As philosopher Karl Popper wrote, science is not a system of certain knowledge, a false claim again. It is a system of conjectures and refutation. That is not faith, my brother. That is intellectual humility. Now let's look at his straw man. Methodological naturalism is just a religion. I knew he was going there. Now, what is methodological naturalism? What is science? It isn't a worldview, my brother. It is a tool. It says, until we have evidence of the supernatural, we proceed with what we can measure. If one day we can test the supernatural, it no longer be supernatural. The claim collapses the moment it's substantiated. As philosopher Barbara Foster noted, methodological naturalism isn't metaphysical naturalism. It's not a claim about reality. It's a rule of practice, my good friend. Don't do this to yourself. Science doesn't say God doesn't exist. It says we haven't found them. Faith says, like you're doing, we don't need to look. Just trust your brain. That's the difference between method and myth. Methodological naturalism at its core is an admission of epistemic humility. It says we can only make claims about what we can test, observe, and verify through natural means. That doesn't elevate the human mind to godlike status. It grounds us in reality. You don't seem to want that. Now, we recognize the legitimacy of secular biblical studies, right? Because you make the claim that we dismiss your belief system. We dismiss God. No, religious texts are studied academically with secular evidence-based disciplines, including by atheists, without the appeal to the supernatural. And that's what you're trying to force down everyone's throat here. Your belief in the supernatural. Biblical studies in ancient Near Eastern history and archaeology are legitimate academic disciplines built on linguistic, historical, and material evidence, not faith claims. These fields include scholars of every worldview who approach the data objectively. You see that word, data objectively? You don't like it. To dismiss them as a bias because they don't confirm your supernatural is disingenuous. That's what you're doing. Now, don't come with the group think. I knew you were going to go there, so I headed you off. The charge that skeptics and atheists operate on groupthink is a projection tactic meant to delegitimize rational consensus. Skepticism and atheism, like you keep insistent, aren't belief systems. They are methods of evaluating claims. Agreement among skeptics doesn't come from a dogma, my good brother, which you rely on, Rastafari. It comes from a shared standard of evidence. When multiple independent thinkers reach the same conclusion, that is not cult behavior. This is one of your accusations. That's convergence through reasoning, something you don't want to engage in. Now, your arguments, all those beautiful arguments and logical reasoning, that's not evidence. Arguments, even if logically valid, don't constitute empirical evidence, my good brother. You can construct a logical valid argument like you were doing, sound and real, all cute, but that's factually false, because everything you were saying was factually false. You're equating belief in true justified belief, going out my door, going to work. I get paid because I usually get paid. I have a reason to believe it. You confuse that with faith in your God. That's why we use methodological naturalism to test claims against observable reality. The application of its equation, what can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. That's not arrogance, my brother. It's a safeguard against illusion and manipulation. The same reason you don't believe I got a red dragon in my closet. No, now he's going to come with the personal stories in just a bit, right? He shares personal stories, and you hear him. His existential crisis, you're released from your family. So let's go. He shared his personal stories about being an atheist for 7 years, finding peace through faith and improved mental health as a Rasta. That's anecdotal, not data. Everything you're using is trying to justify your system, but you're forgetting everything in what you just said. Yes, prayer and community. When you lose that community, that is disillusionment, can benefit well-being, but the effects are social, not supernatural. It's the connection to your family, not the cosmology that he is. Studies such as Koenig in 2012 show correlation between religious involvement and health. But correlation is not causation. That's another fallacy you threw out there. When controlling for social support and stress reduction, the faith effects disappear. Science explains why belief feels good, but it doesn't confirm that belief is true. Now, this is what you're doing. That's why this whole debate is dangerous. We need to address it. Yes. Confirmation bias is at the core of human nature, but that's why we develop science and skepticism to fight those tendencies. My good brother, it's part of human nature to seek confirmation. That's why you proselytize. That's why the Jehovah's Witnesses walk up and down. They need people to believe that they believe that what already believe. That's precisely why we develop tools like methodological naturalism, falsification, and peer review to separate truth from what merely feels good, my brother. And
I'm reminded of Carl Sagan's words from The Demon-Haunted World. I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's lifetime when the United States is a service and information economy, when nearly all the manufacturing industries have slipped away to other countries, when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few, and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues. When the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority. When clutching our crystals and nervously consulting our horoscopes, our critical faculties in decline, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true, we slide almost without noticing back into superstition and darkness.
And that's where my good brother wants to take us here. Existential anxiety and terror management theory. Why belief feels necessary. Human awareness of death creates deep existential anxiety. He hit on it, but he wouldn't continue. Terror management theory. Greenberg, Solomon, and colleagues showed that culture and religion buffer this fear by offering meaning and symbolic immortality. When purpose feels threatened, when you lose your family, belief strengthens, not because it's true, but because it soothes. It soothes, my brother. Religious conviction often peaks during existential crisis. It's not a revelation. It's a psychological protection. When you lost your family, with your very religious family, you fell away from that. That created your existential crisis. When you became aware of your mortality, that's what forced you back into what you were comfortable with. That's what gave you the peace of mind, not the religion. Let's summarize some round one. Natural doesn't mean rational. Faith isn't the result of revelation. It's a residue of evolution. Our ancestors developed minds wired to detect agency in the shadows, to find purpose where there was only chance, to seek comfort in the face of mortality. The hyperactive agency detection device and terror management theory revealed that belief is a psychological adaptation, not an epistemic achievement. It may be natural, but that doesn't make it rational. What we have instead, what separates knowledge from narrative, is methodological naturalism and skepticism. The disciplined humility to admit uncertainty and pursue evidence. Far from giving us a God complex, these tools ground us in reality. They remind us that truth is not found in faith, but in falsification, not in comfort, but in curiosity. Faith claims to know. Skepticism seeks to understand. One fills the gaps with God's, my brother. The other investigates the gaps until they close. So the question, faith is rational? The answer is clear. No. Faith may be natural, but only reason keeps us honest, my brother.
Two minutes.
Yes, sir.
Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! The heavyweight champion is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as can be in a neutral corner. He is.
Let's go. I yield the floor.
All right. We are going to remove that for Cedric. Brother Xion, are you prepared to hit this floor?
Yep, as soon as you bring my screen up, thank you.
Yes, sir. Give me a second to restart the timer. We're going to set this back for obviously 15 minutes. And you know that we are going into the second round. Just want to do a quick shout out while you warm up. Shake it off. I know that first round was pretty good from both of my combatants. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get that let's get the platform the likes it deserve. We appreciate everybody who is in the building. Shout outs to Josh Shub. Shout outs to the Bar Reloaded. Shout outs to Kent Logan. Shout outs to the Stiletto Quinn. I see the community of skeptics, random info, Sage. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all. We are about to get into the top of round number 2. Xion, are you ready at the helm? I start when you start. Xion, check your make sure you are on off of mute.
Okay. All right. So
there we go.
Yeah, let's get it. So what do not be confounded. What Cedric just did was an entire red herring. It was a red herring. That is not the title of the debate, whether the empirical information is factual or not. Has nothing to do with the title. The first part of the title is whether humans can live. It does not matter whether the evidence is good to your feelings or not. Feelings and emotion is a part of how you view and perceive the world, right? So here's the problem. Reality, he said reality is, for his reality, he said, oh, it's reality. The information is reality. But reality does not always give you good feelings, right? It could cause disillusionment. Disillusionment can also lead to many different nihilistic and self-destructive behaviors. I'm not talking about whether it feels good to you or not. No, I am actually. I'm talking about whether it is necessary or even a default mechanism. So he is off topic, y'all. That whole entire spiel was hot freaking dumpster juice. Okay? The straw man argument. Okay? That's not even the topic of the debate. The question is whether empirical evidence his empirical question of empirical evidence doesn't prove humans can live without faith and religion, or that they're even able to, right? So he's on a whole nother topic, and he's spilling you with a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo to make himself sound pessimistically, in his pessimistic arrogance, sound smart. I have to tell him how these functions and the evidence and empirical science works and functions, not how the human being functions. And that's what the topic is about, sir. Right? So here's the BS. You know what I'm saying? He just answered what is it called? Rational consensus on empirical evidence is not the topic. You're off topic, my brother. Okay, so let's get down to it. Let's get down to it real quick. You know what I'm saying? The key findings linking prefrontal cortex. I'm not going to do that. religious cognition depends on prefrontal integrity. Your brain still functions in the same manner, right? So let's talk about, you know what I'm saying? Bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies. You know what I'm saying? What is non-theistic and he just made a false premise. He said, I'm trying to force supernatural and God down your throats. No, I said it in the beginning, y'all, and I'll repeat it again. This is not about supernatural belief or traditional religion or God at all. It's about what religion is. That's the problem. Y'all think religion is bound to just supernatural and theological beliefs. No, it is not. Okay, what is non-theistic? Definition of religion can be a relatively bound system of beliefs, symbols, and practices that address the nature of existence without requiring belief in gods or supernatural. Read that again, y'all. Raise your right hand, Cedric, and slap yourself. Examples: Buddhism, Jainism, Confucianism, non-theistic Quakers, okay? The communal reflection, ethical actions, and spiritual inquiry without evoking divine beings or supernatural. Confucianism, often considered a moral philosophy or civil religion, emphasizing ritual, filial piety, and social harmony. No God, no magic, no heaven, no hell included. You just killed yourself and acquiesced. You just got finished saying that these are natural functions of our brain, just like I said. So you just acquiesced the whole debate. The reality is debate is over. We're going to finish it out. It's over, bro. Most people equate religion with traditional faith-based institutions. That's your problem. It has nothing to do with God. I am totally removing the God equation from this situation, right? Historical dominance, cultural framing, educational bias, but sociologists argue this view is narrow and overlooked symbolic systems. Even your math is not real. It's a social construct. Numbers are a social construct for how we measure empirical information. Rituals, like getting a daggone education and going and having to put a cap on your head. Okay? Do not call me right now. Stop. But science, so let's go. I swear to God. Religion is not just belief in God, it's symbolic architecture. Humans rationalize, ritualize, meaning martial arts, activism. Somebody's trying to figure that out. Be a devil. Now the narrow view of religion is culturally blind spot, not a philosophical truth. Even the secular kneels to legacy, to ritual, to the myth of progress. Okay, so I'm gonna show you why he thinks that secularism is the best freaking thing when actual science proves that secularism is actually causing a decline in reproductive and birth rates. A decline in social cohesion in societies. Japan, Sweden, and Switzerland are perfect examples. I have that for you if you need it. Right? So the broader definitions of religion, Emily Durkheim defined religion as a unified system of beliefs. He believes, and Unc West believes, and Kent believes, and Josh Shuby Booby believes. Ooh, we're empirical, and we have objective truth. We don't need religion. And some of them are the most freaking antisocial Negroes out here. They're not building, they're destroying. What is it? No, it ain't niggerism. Why religion is commonly seen as theological institutions, we have historical dominance and theistic models, cultural framing, and media, educational bias. Schools teach religion as a comparative with theology, but that's not what religion means. Secularization narrative, sociologists like Christian Smith argue that modernity has framed religion as obsolete, a relic of pre-scientific thought. This leads people to dismiss symbolic or ritual behavior as not religious. It's religious. Your cap and your gown is religious. Arguing Lincoln Douglas style, academia, is religious. Atheists even have their own symbols and fantasies, like, for instance, mathematical Platonism, which believes that mathematical equations exist outside of the human brain, but cannot absolutely substantiate that. Oh, what about string theory? Quantum physics is metaphysical. And he already acquiesced to that in the private conversation. But we can move on. Martial arts, brothers are martial artists. Secular disciplines with religious and symbolic dimensions embody ritual hierarchy, moral codes. Bushido, Shaolin ethics, more often practiced with reverence, symbolic gestures, and mythic lineage. Yoga, meditation, right? Art and creative practice, painting, music, dance, and poetry often serve as symbolic rituals. Continuing on, right? Athletics is training, regimens, mimic aesthetic discipline. Events like marathons, combat sports become symbolic rites of passage. Activism and political movement create moral frameworks, rituals, marches, chants, and sacred texts, manifestos. Leaders become symbolic figures. Martyrdom and legacy are mythologized. Y'all talk big about your academic scholars and your master teachers, whether they were, you know what I'm saying, whether they were religious or not. Those are your martyrs. Those are your prophets. Those are your priests. Academic and scientific inquiry, pursuit of truth becomes a sacred mission. He's on a mission, y'all. He's a missionary. He's a proselytizer right now. Hallelujah, holla back. Lord. Ritual of peer review, citations, and publications mirror religious rites. Institutions, universities function as temples of knowledge. This Negro is off topic. He's off the topic. You cannot prove that humans cannot live without religion and faith because you have no examples of it. And to say that they can is entirely faith-based because you have no evidence to prove that they have been able to do it. In fact, I have evidence to prove that they haven't been able to do it. And it's actually getting bad. Symbolic parallels to religion, initiation, sacred symbols, moral codes, religious side, gangs and fraternal. Gangs have nothing. Most gangs don't have nothing to do with God. Jump-ins, oaths, pledges, colors, hand signs, tattoos, that's religion. Street codes, loyalty, honor, silence, religion. OGs, legends, fallen members, religion. Meetings, chants, memorials. You memorialize Dr. Ben Buchanan and all of those cats, right? Corner clubhouse, memorial wall. Let's continue. Negro is off topic, y'all. Symbolic parallels between academic thought and religion. Founders, prophets, saints, sages, philosophers, theorists, and scientists. Scriptures, commentary, canonical papers, books and manifestos, prayers, fasting, peer review, citation, 10-year defense, baptism, rites of passage, graduate training, oral exams, hazing, assessments, etc., right? Commandments, right? Methodology. We have to use the scientific. They always invoke the scientific method. That's like their 10 commandments, y'all. It's like one commandment. In fact, let's get into it. Let's really get into it, y'all. Right? Symbolic parallels to religion. Founders problem. Garvey here with black existentialism and black empowerment movements. Speeches, manifestos, same thing. Marches, chants, ceremonies, same thing. Red, black, and green flags, cross, sacred symbols, mythic history, Middle Passage, dream time, colonial resistance, a lot of history that y'all cannot necessarily prove, you know what I'm saying, with empirical fact. Y'all fill in the gaps with your science god. I'm not saying no freaking, magical dude, but no less faith-based, right? Realities of tangible, of intangible powers. Numbers, time, love, justice, honor, freedom, identity. This Negro will literally sit here and say, I really don't love my children. It's just the chemical in my brain, the dopamine oxytocins. My children are shit. But, and when they die, they're just going to, turn into decaying flesh. So go ahead and tell a child that just lost their mother that their mother, no, your mother's not going to heaven. There is no such thing as heaven. She's not with you. That's all bull. That's all pseudoscience. Your mother is turning to dookie juice, and roaches and maggots are going to eat her flesh, and she is no more. So it's okay, baby girl. How does that help somebody? You talking about feelings, nothing more than. Feelings is an adaptive tool that gives us purpose, identity, and daggone causes us to move, brother. I'm talking about what gives us the ability to continue. Because if I look at the world from a totally empirical standpoint, the frick is the purpose. What am I here for? Turn into dookie juice, right? Beauty, language, law, art, myth, all of that, right? Constructs of the brain that you need. Oh, Josh Shub and his music. Oh, I love this music. Yeah, you can sing them songs, baby. Sing them songs that you love to sing. Just on Maisma. Okay, science has its own fantasies. Use historical examples to show that science often embraces symbolic or fantastical ideas. Oh, how many daggone false doctrines were created from scientists? Spirituality is symbolic intelligence, right? I was from the Sekou debate. I'm not really focused on that right there. But let me see here. Science explains mechanisms, not meaning. Meaning is what causes people to persist, either singularly, existentially, personally, or in a social cohesive manner, as a social group, as a civilization. You have no proof or evidence that there is any civilization or group of people or even a person who has absolutely lived without any form of belief, ritual, tradition, mythos, belief system to continue. So that's what this is about, not about whether we have to be totally empirical, and empirical science is better. But you can't live with it. You can't live without faith, without belief, without religion, without a practice, and it does not require a God. Let's continue to say that again, so when he comes in his next round, he cannot daggone bamboozle you. Even medicine doctors now integrate faith to heal the whole person, not just the body. Okay, so moving on, faith in medicine, we see that take spiritual histories, collaborative chaplains.
2 minutes.
Okay, say that again.
2 minutes.
Okay, so, philosophy echoes. Let's go on. Here we got some citations. Y'all can go back and check it out. Check the video from the citations. Moving forward. Fallacious, facetious, and fictitious. He's fallacious, facetious, and fictitious. You're totally off topic, my nigga. Totally off topic, right? What is the fallacy of absence? The fallacy of, you believe in things that you do not see. You don't believe. There's things that you cannot substantiate whether abiogenesis is real or not. You can only give a certain amount of evidence. You cannot prove where the common ancestor. I'm not arguing with it. It's not the point. The point is that if you think that it's the most rational, then you're believing based upon your empirical data, your brain processes that require belief and things you cannot substantiate. The book of Empiricus. Exhibit 8, the 10 Commandments of secular rationalism. Let's get into it, right? I believe in science, observable, testable, creator of all knowledge, seen and unseen. I reject the soul of sacred and the symbolic. I await the coming of the next paradigm shift and the life of the mind to come. Pray, bro. Pray to your science. The smooshing of Cedric said, yo, you're done, bro. Thou shalt not have.
And that is time.
Smoosh gang.
All right. As I am starting the time over, shout outs to Anon, who I so eloquently forgot last time. I see Juju Wazegi. If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just shouting out who I see in the chat. Vincent Mueller, Julanda, Brother Lavelle. What's going on? Cedric, are you ready to be added to the screen with your presentation? I'm gonna add you
to through that Sunday sermon, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, let's get it.
All right, go ahead and upload your presentation. I see it loading.
Yes, sir. You got me.
I start when you start.
When you start when I start talking. Okay.
Round 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ritual is not revelation. Humans ritualize everything, my good brother, from sports to superstition. But shared emotion isn't shared belief. Sharing in unison isn't worship. It's psychology. Everything you were doing there, from the rituals to the karate to all of that. Apologists love to equate sports ritual to religious belief, claiming that the human need for ritual proves faith is innate. But ritual is not revelation. Cheering for a team, chanting an anthem, or wearing colors in solidarity expresses of social cohesion, not divine connection. They reflect our tribal instinct, not theological truth. We ritualize what matters to us, but that doesn't make it sacred. Belief in gods is not the same as belief in goals, my brother. And what he's doing is a Martin Bailey. Right? He's talking about religion, and then when he retreats to defensible positions, don't do that, my brother. Now let's understand the real neuroadaptive advantage that we have as human beings. Faith may be adaptive, but in the modern world, critical reasoning is far more adaptive. Faith wants unite tribes. Skepticism unites humanity through shared evidence, my good brother. To stay faithful in the age of reason is like to live in the comfort of illusion, and everything you were there was trying to make the comfort of illusion a real thing. To be skeptical is to evolve past that, my brother. So what you're doing is, unfortunately,
most illogical.
Let's continue. The psychology of belief and healing. I knew, like, you're so predictable. Hope and faith can change how we feel, my good brother, but not necessarily how we heal. And you're alluding to that, and that's disingenuous. I got you. The mind influences perception, mood, and pain tolerance, but not tumor regression, infection clearance, and organ repair. You kept talking about the placebo effect, but you didn't mention it tonight, or you wisened up. To confuse comfort with cure is the root of medical pseudoscience, the placebo effect. Let's talk about it. The placebo effect can demonstrate that belief can temporarily alter symptom perception, not underlying pathology. Again, it's a psychological response, not divine intervention. So you're doing the bait and switch, bro, because we understand how the brain works. When someone recovers, it's because of physiology, medicine, or spontaneous remission, not the placebo itself. Now, that claim about intercessory prayer. Controlled studies on intercessory prayer show no measurable improvement in recovery or survival rates. Templeton Foundation's major study in 2006 found that patients who knew they were being prayed for fared worse, likely due to performance anxiety. Faith may be comforting, I'm not denying that, but it doesn't cure. So to make that link is wrong. Spontaneous remission, it's natural, it's not supernatural. Medicine recognizes rare spontaneous remission, unexplained recoveries that occur without religious correlation. They reflect biological variability, immune response, and chance, not proof of miracles. Anecdotes isn't evidence, and anomalies is not divinity. So loud, let's the doctors. The doctors prayed. It's man. Listen, stop the flim flam. Clinical compassion versus credulity. When doctors recommend prayer or faith-based coping, it's because that person already has that belief system. It's for psychological support, not supernatural cure. It's just to soothe the patients mentally. And it's because those patients already have those belief systems. It's not part of a medical diagnosis or what doctors subscribe. Faith can reduce anxiety and increase patients' cooperation, but the healing mechanism remains natural and medical. Confusing empathy with evidence erodes scientific literacy. That's a flim-flam you're doing, trying to make your belief system valid. Mental health, meaning, and the role of belief. Religion can offer temporary relief from existential distress. You're doing the flim-flam here too. You're equating mental stimulation with sports. You're talking about what a religion does for your mind in terms of anxietal stress, and then comparing that to what we do at football. But so can therapy and community. That Rastafarian community, what you get, what brought you back to reality. The community is what grounded you, because in purpose and the purpose grounded in reality. Meaning and resilience, my brother, don't equate to myth. True mental health thrives on honesty, not illusions. Let's continue. Abiogenesis and the misuse of the word faith. You see how I'm gonna get you? I'm gonna get you, bro. I ain't get to do all the hollering and the preaching. Hey, hallelujah. Faith is belief without evidence, and you keep doing the same thing. Abiogenesis is an investigation without a conclusion. We simply asking questions. We know that life comes from non-life. We're just trying to figure out how it started. Science doesn't require faith in outcomes, my brother. So that's a flim-flam you're trying to do there because you're all emotional while you're talking here. Only confidence in the method that works. You didn't listen. The fact that we don't know yet how life began, it isn't faith, my brother. It's just honesty. What you're doing, where faith fills the gap with certainty, God, and that's a flim-flam. I'm not talking about God, but I'm talking about God. I'm not talking about what God, but I'm interjecting God here. That's the Martin Bailey. Keep bouncing back and forth. Science filled with curiosity. The scientific method doesn't stop at we don't know. It starts there. Not good, brother. Now let's take more faith. It takes more faith to be an atheist, huh? The false equivocation. You heard him, right? He was alluding to it. The claim collapses under its own confusion. Atheism isn't a belief that no gods exist. It's a lack of the belief due to insufficient evidence. It doesn't take faith to withhold belief. You do not believe that there's a teapot circling the sun. You do not believe that I got a dragon in my closet. It takes consistency. Faith asserts certainty without evidence. Atheism suspends judgment until evidence appears. We use our brains and we believe as well, but we believe based on the evidence. Calling skepticism faith is like calling silence a language. It's a linguistic sleight of hand meant to evade conviction over curiosity. Science and atheism share one principle: follow the evidence where it leads. If it leads to we don't know, so be it. Skepticism and methodological naturalism. From the moment I'm a skeptic, there are tools that I'm going to apply. And this is the real rationality, not your faith. Skepticism grounded in methodological naturalism doesn't reject the supernatural. It merely refuses to affirm it without evidence, my brother. That's not dogma. What you're doing is dogma. That's discipline. What you're doing here is flim-flamming. You're taking people's natural instinct to believe, which we operate on, but humans operate on true justified belief based on evidence and not based on not based on faith in the sense of religion. So if you use that word, you're interjecting the supernatural. If the supernatural could be verified, science would study it. The fact that it can't be verified means it remains a claim, not a category of knowledge, my good brother. Atheists don't believe in science. You keep saying that. That's false. We trust the process. No more flim-flam. Because it's revisible. Faith resists revision. Science requires it. That's why methodological naturalism, brother, remains undefeated. Now, let's look at your nonsense that you were just claiming. You're so predictable. Moral and existential misrepresentation. Let's go. He'll say, and he did, faith gives you purpose and atheism gives you nihilism. But secular meaning is built on human empathy, shared values, and self-derived purpose, not fear of divine punishment. As Steven Pinker, 2018, noted in Enlightenment Now, the most secular society ranks highest in peace, well-being, and morality. That's not a coincidence, my good brother. That's evidence. Modern societies without faith or religion? That's the question we have today, right? Yes, the answer is simple, yes. Let's take a look at the evidence. Sweden, over 70% non-religious, yet ranked top 10 in education, happiness, and equality. Denmark, about 60% identify as secular, ranking among the world's least corrupt nation. Finland, most secular in the EU, ranked number 1 in global well-being. These are stable, moral, compassionate societies without reliance on faith and divine command. And you were trying to discredit these countries. Modern society without religion or faith? The answer is easy. Yes, if religion were essential for morality or social health, these nations without strong belief system should be in decay. But that's not. But they're not. Sweden, Denmark, and Finland, some of the least religious countries on earth, consistently lead in the world in happiness, education, and equality, and public trust. These are functioning, flourishing societies built not on faith, but on fairness and reason. The data answers this debate for us. Morality, compassion, and stability do not depend on belief. They depend on evidence-based values, empathy, and cooperation. Now let's take a look at the opposite side. The Bible Belt USA. If religion truly produced moral and stable societies, then most religious nations would be the happiest and healthiest. They're not, my brother. Highly religious societies, for example, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Yemen, Pakistan, Haiti, show lower education levels, higher poverty rates, gender inequality, and greater political instability. That's what you're trying to get us to do. The same trend appears within nations. The U.S. Bible Belt states ranks highest in religiosity, but lowest in education, income equality, and life expectancy. Yet you're here pushing that we must have it. If faith were the key to moral order and social harmony, then the most devout nations should lead the world in well-being. But the data reveals the opposite. The world's most religious countries consistently struggle with poverty, inequality, and instability. And within the United States, the Bible Belt, the region most devout to faith, also have some of the lowest scores in education, healthcare, and quality of life. The pattern is consistent. As religiosity rises, well-being declines. That's not an opinion, that's the data. Didn't you hear what Carl Sagan said? Faith doesn't build flourishing, it often blocks it. Highly religious correlates with lower GDP per capita, higher inequality, lower gender disparity, parity, higher infant mortality, weaker education system. Meanwhile, secularism correlates with higher trust, freedom, and happiness, stronger education and healthcare, lower corruption and violence. What do you want? What do you want? So we see it is a consistent sociological pattern, not the attack on belief, but an observation of reality. Religion promises moral order, but it often correlates with systems that exploit belief, suppresses education, and hinders progress. Meanwhile, secular governance and evidence-based ethics produce the stability the faith merely preaches. If belief were a cure, these societies would be thriving. Instead, the evidence shows when faith dominates policies, suffering follows, as we see now, right now in front of us. So when we ask whether faith is needed for a healthy society, the answer remains what the data already has told us. Absolutely not. My boy, the core dishonesty of supernatural apologetics. The entire rhetoric approach rests on mischaracterization and emotional framing, not evidence. What we're seeing in this debate is not an honest exchange of ideas, but an attempt to rebrand belief as reason, skepticism as dogma. It's a playbook built on distortion, not discovery. This isn't just about an intellectual problem. It's dangerous rhetoric that seeks to blur the lines between critical inquiry and faith-based assertions. The debate exposes the difference between intellectual honesty and rhetorical manipulation. This isn't just about a single argument. It's about intellectual integrity. It's about whether we approach reality honestly, through evidence and humility, or whether we bend truth to fit our beliefs.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm.
Faith can comfort the mind, but it cannot cure the body. Placebo prayers ease perception, not pathology. When people recover, it's through biology, medicine, and chance, not divine intervention. Science honors empathy. Superstition exploits it. Apologists claim that knowing how life began takes faith, and atheism requires more belief than theism. That's false. Science admits uncertainty. Faith demands certainty. Atheism doesn't assert knowledge, withhold belief until evidence arises. Inquiry begins where dogma ends. Religion turns emotion into moral authority, but it trades fear for obedience and calls it a virtue. But morality arises from empathy, not decree, meaning from reason, not revelation. Faith soothes fear. Reason confronts it. One promises safety and the other delivers understanding. And that's the difference between believing to feel secure and knowing to be free. These are some of the sources I use in this debate. And with that, I yield my time.
All right. I'm gonna keep you unmuted because round we do the swap where Cedric you go first with the chin check round.
Yes, sir.
Let me
know when my time is starting.
Give me a second to set it up for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. All right, I'm ready when you are. I'll start when you start.
All right, my good brother. Let me start by asking you. Let's ground this conversation in reality. So how do you distinguish fact from fiction?
Objection. Relevance. This is not relevance. This is not about fact and fiction.
We're having a conversation about the value of question. So I'm saying, how do you distinguish fact from fiction? How do you distinguish it through the process?
Hold on. We got a real bad echo.
Somebody has to mute up or some more.
I think it's the shared screen.
Yeah, let me stop sharing that screen here. That helps. Okay.
All right, let me see. Check. Yep, we good. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna ask the question again. We need to ground this conversation in reality. So I'm asking you again, my brother, how do you distinguish fact from fiction?
Through the same human neurological processes that you do.
Oh, so you don't have a particular system how you
I think it's an irrelevant question.
You rely simply on
a straw man red herring question.
How? I'm asking you a simple question. So then you're not recognizing you do not.
This is about whether humans can live with or without religion.
Oh, so obviously I'm an atheist, so you know that position. So I'm asking you simple question: how do you ground reality? How do you distinguish
that from irrelevant to the topic of?
So you don't know. So now, okay.
No, nobody said I didn't know. I answered the question.
So you keep repeating.
You're trying to manipulate it.
So you keep repeating. Mischaracterizing
what my answer was and why
when
it is irrelevant to the topic.
So we're asking whether belief.
Ask another question. Get to the next question.
Whether belief is rational. So you're arguing that, okay. So I'm asking you, how do you distinguish fact from fiction? If belief is rational,
I already answered the question. Move
so you're
on.
not answering the question.
Asked and answered.
So again, note that
asked and answered.
He refuses to acknowledge the question.
Asked and answered, sir.
So now, how do we distinguish a philosophical position from a factual position? What tools do you use to engage?
What does that have to do with? What does it have to do with our ability to exist without religion?
Okay, so we understand. Religion. So do we that is exactly the question. So now you need to simply answer my questions.
I knew you was going to do that.
So you need to answer my question. Why don't you want to answer my question? You claim that atheism and naturalism give people a God complex, but it isn't. It isn't a religion, right?
A pessimistic.
So how would it give us a God complex when it actually humbles us when we only asking questions about reality and we say?
Are you making a statement or asking a question?
So why would you insist on mischaracterizing methodological naturalism and skepticism who ground themselves in reality?
The key reason why I'm telling you, I need you to listen. The key reason why I'm telling you that is a irrational. It is an illogical, not illogical. It's a irrelevant question. Is because this is about how humans survive.
Exactly. So now humans have developed tools because we know that our minds are fallible. We understand. I'm asking the question. So wait right there. Based on your point, right there, we're going to go right back to the initial question. How? As human beings, do we separate fact from fiction? What are the tools did we develop to distinguish fact from fiction?
This. So we developed statistical tools in order to
So you're really not grounded in the philosophy.
You're cutting me off. I'm supposed to be able to.
Yes, so stop.
Objection, badgering the witness.
Yes, and I'm the
objection, badgering.
Can you please wait on my?
You're not letting me answer. You're not letting me answer.
Yes, so
you're not letting me answer.
I'm actually letting you answer.
How about
again,
shut
a simple
up
question.
while I try to
So now listen to the question.
How about you silence yourself while
so I'm going to ask you the question
again. Now. You're being emotional.
I'm going to ask you the question again. How do you distinguish fact from fiction?
That we already answered that question in the first.
No, you
question.
didn't. You actually didn't. No, you didn't.
I said I answered it, and I'm telling you to move on. You just asked another question.
No, I need you to
expound. Now you're going back to the first question.
I need you right here. I am grounding this conversation in reality.
You suck at cross-examination, brother.
I know, but you're not answering my questions, though.
Because I did asked and answered.
So again,
objection, asked and answered. Go back and listen to it.
So again, naturalism is a tool which allows us to evaluate.
You do. I said through the same neurological processes.
Neurological processes.
Your brain,
we do not. So now we do not rely on our senses to come to understanding of reality. You know why? Because we have understood that those senses are valuable. That's why we develop tools. That's why we develop tools.
Ask your next question.
You keep describing atheism. You keep describing atheism as a belief system. You keep describing
a false narrative.
You keep describing atheism
like an epistemistic religious person.
You keep describing atheism as a belief system, right? But atheism is a lack of belief. So can you identify the doctrine of the dogma that atheists use?
Wait, I need you to say that again.
Can you identify? Can you identify? Can you identify? Can you identify the doctrine of the dogma that atheists use?
Yes, because there is
what is
science. It? Yes, let me answer. Science does not deny, nor does it prove that there is or is not a God. That even though that's not necessary. However, atheism asserts that there is not one without any empirical.
You're mischaracterizing.
Stop.
No, stop. You need to stop. I'm asking a question, so now I'm going to stop.
You scared, bro?
Stop.
You scared?
No, stop. Maybe I'm scared, but let me educate you.
That boy's scared.
Let me educate you.
He won't let me answer the question.
Show some decorum. So I won't let you mischaracterize what atheists say because I just
You did not ask a relevant question, but I'm still answering.
You're afraid to ground this conversation, right?
You're filibustering.
So you're mischaracterizing what atheist is again, right? So now I'm exposing the flim flam right here. So that's a flim flam we got you on. So now let's go.
Opinion.
You argue that without faith, morality collapses. Without faith, morality collapses. You're standing on that claim. You're standing on that claim.
Again, asserting something not based on
fact. Are you standing on the claim that without faith, morality collapses, societies fall apart, nihilism?
I have the evidence for it, and I'll bring it. I have the evidence for it, and I will bring it out in my closing argument.
Yet the most secular countries in the world, like you just see.
I have the evidence for it.
Would you want us to be in the Bible Belt, my brother? Would you want the Bible Belt expounded all over the world?
Objection relevance.
So again, so you claim that without faith, morality collapses. Yet we see
you're terrible at cross-examination.
Yes, we see the difference.
Gotta work on that, bro.
We see the difference in these countries, right? So again, your argument with regards to morality collapses.
Watch what I do in my closing argument.
All right. Throughout the debate, you equated skepticism with arrogance and faith with humility. Yet skepticism begins
I did not say nothing about faith and humility.
Oh, yes, you did. You kept referring to the arrogance.
Objection. I never said nothing about humility.
Dysfunction. All these claims you are putting on atheists. Now, atheists operate
foolishness. I said that y'all are the same.
No, we are arrogant and we don't know what we're talking about. So now again, you flim-flamming and now you don't want to stand on it.
Flim-flam. Well, flim-flam. Well, I'll go flim-flam. I'll go flim flop.
Well, let's go back to my initial
Use a
question.
whole nother word, bro.
You failed to answer that question.
Creative.
How do you ground fact from fiction? How do you build a society when you need to ground it in reality? What were the tools would you apply?
I already answered that already. I
So
talked about
you're not so science
I said
and
statistical data.
methodological
I'm not taking
naturalism,
nothing away
the
from
tools-
science.
Okay, so now when we apply the same methodological process to understanding the brain and understanding what the brain is doing, you're giving irrational ideas, you're making them fundamental to human beings, and you're denying our intellectual process. Why would you deny our intellectual process and try to flim-flam people, which we know was an evolutionary process, now making it as if it is fundamental to our existence? Why would you flim-flam belief, true justified belief? The sun comes up, I go to work, I get paid. Equate that to belief in supernatural, aka faith, because that's your argument.
Objection again. I never
answer the question. You're making that false equivocation.
Look at him, man. Look at him. Your cross-examination skills suck.
You
gotta work on that. You gotta work on that. You gotta work on that. You gotta work on it.
Exposing your flim-flam right here.
Objection relevance.
Your
that
whole
is my
explanation.
Answer. That is my answer.
Your whole
it's
explanation.
Your question is irrelevant.
To the topic
of the debate.
Would you be quiet for me to ask you a question?
The title of the debate.
We don't need belief. We don't believe in the supernatural, and your mischaracterization of human cognitive process is what has been exposed here tonight. That's what you're failing to see.
On the topic, and you're not.
You're failing to realize that, and you're not answering my question. I'm going to ask you another question again. How do you account for lack of faith and lack of religion in some of the most successful countries on the planet?
Okay, so in those same successful countries, there is something that is happening called a decline and collapse in birth rates. They have aging populations. Those same ones, I will show you guys with empirical evidence that while those secular societies are thriving in certain areas, they are failing in reproduction.
Okay, good. So you stop.
This is about
enough.
This is about survival and whether humans can live without beliefs.
That's time, Zion. All right, we're gonna flip the script now. Zion, when you're ready, the chin check session will commence for you at 10 minutes on the clock.
Hold on. Yep. I need you to hold on for a second.
Take your time. Get yourself prepared.
Because that was a whole bunch of flim-flam. That was a whole bunch of freaking gaslighting and sidestepping, red herrings, and straw man arguments. That was ridiculous. Non sequitur. Non sequitur.
All right, I have 10 minutes on the clock.
Hold on. Hold on. I need you to hold on 1 second. Where to go? Let me find my questions, brother. Because I got them. Bro. No, too far up.
Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Just want to go ahead and go through, and if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button for the channel. We got about 45 eyes watching. We've been doing pretty good on the night. If you are enjoying this debate between Cedric Ortega and Xion, the Lion Warchild, please drop a like. Shout outs to the pseudo killers. Shout outs to Anonymous Hebrew. Shout outs to Gentleman.
All right. So my first question to Cedric. Yeah, you can start the time. My first question to Cedric You brought up the secular societies or civil, cities and countries and all of the good. Do you know about their birth rates? Real simple. Do you know about their birth rates and aging populations? Statistically?
Yes, there's
with the empirical evidence. Do you know about that?
Can I answer you now?
Sure.
Yes, that is an issue these countries are facing. But we're talking not about birth rates. You know why birth rates are declining in certain countries? Because of better medical practices, better understanding. So high birth rates are usually aligned with poorer countries because they don't understand how to use birth control. So you're running away from the affluence, the success, and the education level, the good healthcare. Those are not those factors you're not considering. So again, what would you want better for us? The Bible Belt, low education, high religiosity, a lot of faith-based.
I'm asking the question. This is my question and answer round. This is my question. So don't ask me questions. Just assert your answers.
So those secular.
I'm not done. No, you're done. You're done. Now my second. You answered your question. You answered the question. We're good. Right. So that was bullcrap because Japan is not. Is Japan poor?
What's your point?
You just said that the decline birth rates are happening in countries that are impoverished. So is Japan, Sweden, and Switzerland?
No, I'm sorry.
Are they poor countries?
Okay, so I'm gonna slow it
down. I need a yes or no answer, and then you can expound.
You're first of all.
I need a yes or no answer, and then you can expound.
So no, I said the high birth rates are in the poor countries. So yes, you're gonna have lower birth rates in the more affluent countries. So yes, you're seeing that you're getting a. So don't mischaracterize what I said. What do you want? You want high birth rates? You want high birth rates in poverty? You want high birth rates in poverty, or you want lower birth rates in affluence?
Great point. Let me ask you
in which society would you want your children to live?
You're not
in Nigeria, Yemen, with high birth rates and mortality, or would you want to live in Japan where it's more affluent? You answer the question.
This is not to you are irrational.
I think everyone would want to be
because
in
you're
a more
asking questions on
country.
my question and answer round. So I need you to stop doing that. Okay. So here we go. Cedric, so you said in those poorer countries, are they more where they're having more children? Are they more traditional in belief systems or are they secular?
So these are countries that have high religiosity, high spirituality, not grounded.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
That's why they have high birth rates and high mortality rates as well. So again, would you want a family raised in Nigeria,
asking me
or in Sweden, or in Japan?
You're out of pocket. So all right. So Cedric, in your martial arts training, do you follow a lineage? Do you honor a founder? Do you practice ritual and forms and katas? And would you say that resembles sacred tradition?
You know, this is where we're doing the Martin Bailey. Like I
answer the question, sir.
All activity that humans do is ritualistic. Yes, it is not having anything to do with your mental capacity and your ADD.
Move
so I answered the question.
And no, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Answer. You ducked it. Okay, second question. In your academic work, do you cite foundational texts, defend a canon, and submit to peer review? Isn't that a form of orthodoxy with a priesthood and sacred scrolls?
So again, I exposed his false equivocation and his misuse
Objection.
of the method. So methodological naturalism does not engage
yes or no.
No. So you're falsifying.
Okay.
So that's
Third question. You've spoken powerfully about Black empowerment in the past, and would you agree that movements like Garveyism, Pan-Africanism, and the Nation of Islam use mythic history, sacred symbols, and moral codes to unify identity?
Now I am talking about more.
I need a direct answer, not flim-flam.
So ask your question again.
You've spoken powerfully about Black empowerment. Would you agree that movements like
you're begging the question? No, I don't agree. You're begging the question. So no, I don't agree. Because Again, education and economic empowerment. What these organizations did, they actually, in my opinion, slowed the progress for Black people. When the NOI is out there giving people false medicine in the height of the AIDS pandemic, no, that's not good for us. When the COVID is around and the NOI and these type of organizations are denying the vaccines, that's not good for Black people. So no.
So wait, Garveyism and Pan-Africanism did that?
I was specifically by the NOI.
Oh, but you didn't answer the other questions about the other two.
What?
Only one. So are you gaslighting? Are you going smoke?
Again.
Is it smoke and mirrors now?
You're saying.
Is that smoke and mirrors?
You're saying.
Okay, so wait, I want to get to my next question.
Is it true? Is it
I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to my next question.
What was that aspect?
What I don't want you to do is filibuster my time. So
what
do you reject
religion that did something for the organization?
Do you reject religion as irrational, but don't you believe in justice, legacy, and the moral arc of history? Can you prove that empirically, or are those symbolic truths that you live by?
I have no idea what you just said. But
okay, so again, let me reiterate. Justice,
secular,
right? Legacy and the moral arc of history. Can you prove those empirically?
Okay, so yes, we can look back at history and we can see that the more secular societies become, the more moral they become. We have seen the results of theocratic countries till today that oppress their people, and we've seen that we ended up in slavery because of religious foundation, their willingness to impose a particular philosophy as superior on another people. So religion and a belief that is not grounded in reality is very dangerous and has proven that throughout history.
Okay, great. Oh, great. Keep that right there, y'all. Keep that in mind. So here's my next question, and this is my final question. How much time do I have left? This is a 10-minute question and answer round, right?
You have 3 minutes.
I have 3 minutes. Okay, great. So if belief is irrational, why does every major human system, from martial arts to law to academia to science, ritualize meaning, honor founders, and transmit legacy through symbolic acts? Could it be that belief is, I'm not going to say this is my fault, I got one more question. That belief is optional? Is belief optional in this?
So again, here we see the flim flam and the
I need you to answer the question first, and then you
believe you justified belief in actual tangible things.
I need the answer to the question, and then you
not equating
you're disorderly.
So he's continuously mischaracterizing and conflating faith with belief. Belief systems exist. Rituals are done because of human nature. To equate that to the belief in the
nature,
is the flim flam. That's the flim flam. Ritualized behavior is not the same as faith in the supernatural.
Oh, it is. It's religion. I already defined religion. Did I not define religion?
That's the Martin Bailey. Here's my next question. That he's doing.
Here's my next question.
He's switching back between behavior and belief in the supernatural, back and forth, and he simply can't do the same thing here.
Pause my time, because he's not behaving.
Time is paused.
Okay, I need you to be straight, because this is flim flam. This is construing. This is trying to deceive the audience, because you're not answering the question directly, and you're proselytizing a whole bunch of rhetoric and false narratives.
No,
so I need you to really, I really need you to. I need you
here today.
Hold on, brother. I need you.
And the flim flam, brother. You're right now still doing it.
Everything that I brought out had evidence provided to support it from the neural. So that's not the point. I need you to answer the question, and then you can go into gaslighting the audience.
Let's get back into the Q&A. You have 2 minutes on the clock.
Right.
I will start when you start your question.
So did you know that there are atheist religious cults, and there is something called scientism? Shout out to Honey Clark. Did you know scientism is a religious belief practice based upon empiricism and objective evidence that atheists have symbols and religious organizations such as Satanism and other. Those are religious organizations with their own rituals, with their own beliefs, practices. You cannot separate those things from religion. That's what religion is. It's not God, supernatural. It is practices, rituals, citations, and can you answer that?
Again, ladies and gentlemen, he is eloquently trying to hit you with the bait.
I need you to answer the question first.
When human beings engage, they engage based on true justified belief. Human nature tends to develop rituals. When you get out of your bed, you brush your teeth, everything you do is ritualized.
Yep.
However, to compare to the bait and switch what he's doing, to equate that to faith in the supernatural, like he opened, humans are programmed to believe, programmed and hardwired to believe, because that was exposed. Now he's doing the Martin daily. So human behavior, it does not equate to belief in the supernatural.
Okay, so watch this. No,
remains irrational because humans have developed tools and we understand how the mind works. So every time you equate the mind to spirit, you're thinking in a regressed state of mind and not up to date with modern neuroscience. Because we talk about mind.
Okay, no, wait. You only get so much time to answer, so stop going on your spill. I have one more for you. Since you wanted to make that, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to freaking daggone throw smoke grenades. So watch this. So you just said that human beings, automatically create religion, a ritual. They create organizations that are based upon ritual and certain practices that mirror religious beliefs. Right?
Was that what I said?
I'm not finished with my question.
But why would you straw man?
I didn't say you out, bro.
But you're straw manning me.
That's unnecessary.
Let him get that last question off.
I haven't even finished asking my question. He's talking. I need
30
you to pause time.
30 seconds on the clock.
I need you to pause time. I need you to pause time when he starts cutting me off in the middle of my question, because what he's doing is tactical and it's a bitch move.
Already ahead of you.
It's really disrespectful. It's really disrespectful. It's mad disrespectful because I didn't do that.
But ask your questions. What are you getting so emotional?
Well, I need you to let me ask.
Don't straw man my position. Just ask.
No, you are straw man. You're straw man because you just got finished saying that.
So let him get his last question off. Let him get his last question off. I'm gonna start him back with 30 seconds. Once he gets the question off, I'm gonna let him go.
Literally, over and over again, show that it's not about supernatural. Mythic beliefs don't have to be supernatural. But here we go. Go ahead and start my 30 seconds. So
you got it.
So Neoplatonism and quantum physics with string theory. There are other areas of science that do not have answers, but actually testable answers to it, like the distance of the universe, right? The border of our universe. But we make assertions on that based upon empirical information, not having testable and an actual fact. So how is that any less a belief that strings exist, that not Neoplatonism, but mathematical Platonism and other scientific theories that are not provable or testable? However, you place value in it. How is that any less of a belief?
So again, let's explain what
he's doing.
He's talking about cosmological metaphysics. Cosmological metaphysics uses the actual data from our current understanding, actual data. He referred to empirical, yet he talks about empirical, don't know what that means, and says empirical is magic in the air. So again, he's completely out of his depth. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and that's obvious. And that's why he's conflating.
That's time. All right. That was the end of the chin check session. Now, we are going to get directly into 3-minute closings. Who is up first?
He's up first.
Xion again.
No. You go first in the wait. No, I'm
Xion, you're first.
Right. Okay, so I need you to share my screen once more. Hold on. Let me get back to my my position where I want to be.
All right, I'll remove it until you're done.
I
Let me
need
know
to
when
go
you're
to
ready.
my slideshow, and because I'm gonna do this whole thing as a presentation, because I didn't get through everything. But all right. So,
would you like me to add it to the screen now?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right, I'll start with you. Start when you start. 3-minute closing. And
All right,
go.
let's go. All right. So the problem is, Negroes, that this Negro thinks he has transcended the parameters of his human brain. And that is the epistemistic arrogance that I've been talking about. It is no different than religious piety. You know what I'm saying? He keeps on construing the narrative because he wants to confuse and confound the audience. The other night, I think it was 2 nights ago what was it? Pseudo killers, or was it skeptics? He literally said that the audience is too stupid to understand science. He said it, y'all. I got the clip, but I'm not going to play it because I only got 3 minutes. But he said that the audience, so he's appealing to you with the smoke and mirrors, the false narratives, the switching and changing up what I'm saying, because at the beginning I said to y'all, not about supernatural. There's things that you believe in that may have truth to it, but you don't have all the answers and you don't have data for it. Science does that too, right? So we have that. Let's talk about the scientific atrocities. He wants to make it seem like as if science has not been counterproductive. Tuskegee syphilis experiment, the eugenics experiments of Germany. They talk. Ankh West talks about all of the sacrifices and witch hunts and all of this stuff about religion, and makes that tries to point that out as a condition of religious belief, when actually it's a condition of the human condition. Okay, that is what it is. It has nothing to do with faith or belief. You know what I'm saying? Or moral code. You cannot operate without it. You have to believe in your hypothesis in order to assert it and to go through the proper testing. You have to believe that somebody who is accredited with certain degrees and has gone to college, you know, shout out to Slim Reaper, you know what I'm saying, and has their master's degrees and this, that, and the other, that they are experts in a specific field. You have to believe that to a certain degree, and to be even scientists or people who are scientific minded, they will assert that they trust more in science. But how about all of the science that was false? Cranialism, right? Or craniology, or at one point the science of racial sciences that deemed that Europeans were the highest pinnacle of human evolution and Africans were no more than monkeys. That was an actual scientific doctrine for years, and nobody would question that, because science is empirical and everything that they believe is based upon empirical evidence. And that's foolishness. That's foolishness. So yes, he acquiesced. He acquiesced to everything. Go back to the first round and listen to what in the second round, you know what I'm saying, when he responded back to everything I said and tried to twist and contort it to mean something about a deity or something supernatural, and it's not. Thank you, sir. And I'm done.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was some. Oh boy.
I start when you start. Clock is set for 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I'll enlarge this for you.
All right, we ready?
You got it.
As soon as I start talking, we go. Finish him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the question: faith, fear, and freedom to know. Does faith lead us to truth or protect us from it? Faith feels ancient and necessary, but it isn't the path to truth. It's an emotional shield. Our minds evolved to find patterns and purpose. That instinct built religion, not revelation. Comfort and cure. Faith comforts, it doesn't cure. Placebo, prayer, and hope soothes the mind, not the body. Medicine works through biology, not belief. In every claim of miraculous healing, what we really see is psychology, not divinity. The placebo effect changes perception, not pathology. Science heals, faith comforts. Science admits uncertainty. He keeps doing it even in his closing. Faith demands certainty. Ignorance isn't evidence. Skepticism isn't faith. Apologists say abiogenesis take faith, or that atheism is belief. But science doesn't fill gaps with ignorance. Doesn't fill ignorance with assumption. It fills it with inquiry. Saying I don't know yet isn't faith, my brother. It's intellectual honesty. Atheism is not a religion. Belief is not equal to faith. All humans believe. Not all believe without evidence. My opponent claims that atheism practices religion and that everyone has faith, but faith is belief without evidence. Atheism is belief in proportion to the evidence. Faith is a cognitive function. Belief is a cognitive function. Faith is a choice to stop questioning. So no, skepticism isn't a religion, and curiosity isn't worship. Morality was born out of empathy, not degree. Meaning is crafted, not granted. Faith soothes fear. Reason confronts it. Religion turned comfort into control, selling certainty as morality. But real ethics arise from cooperation and
30 seconds.
Not divine surveillance. Faith trades tranquility, reason, and replaces fear with understanding. Faith tells you what to think. Reason teaches you how to think. Faith questions, faith says, trust the answer. Reason says, ask the question. What's the difference between believing and knowing? Between comfort and curiosity? And that's why human progress belongs to reason. So while my opponent tried his best, truth doesn't need tricks and reason doesn't fair questions. So while he deals in distortion, we deal in facts. No flim-flam, just reality.
All right. That is the end of the debate. Let me bring my brothers back onto the screen. Well done. You guys have fought the good fight. We are now preparing for DMG to hit the stage and get to our judges. Thank you, Jonathan, for allowing me to be your moderator for the night. You have the floor, DMG.
Look, man, shout out to my brother Cannon for being a hell of a host and a hell of a moderator. Shout out to my man Xion the Lion WARCHILD and Cedric the Pseudo Slayer Ortega. Powerful debate. I gotta drop a bomb for all three of y'all. I mean, hey, Xion came. Listen, man. Y'all thought. Hey, I want to hear nothing about Xion being so. Hey, man, listen. See, hey, Xion. See, let me tell you why. Xion, let me tell you why I'm so hyped, Xion. I gotta tell you why I'm so hyped. I've been telling niggas they can't play with you, bro. Listen, man. I've been telling niggas they can't play with you. But Xion, my word is bond. I've been telling niggas they can't play with you, bro. So, and Cedric, hey, bro, you already know what it is. Listen, man, when it comes, bro, I appreciate y'all for this. You hear me? So look, I'm gonna play my man. I'm about to embarrass my man Ken quick, y'all, because while I'm waiting on these judges to give me their verdict, I'm gonna play a video by my man Cannon and my man Hemi. It's called "You Deserve It All."
Don't forget that Cedric, he had played one of his bars in the beginning. I had I had a clap back. I sent that to you in your inbox. So I think the people need to hear.
My bad. I ain't looked at my phone, bro. You want to get that off now, or you want to wait till after the video?
Yeah, if you want to play it, because we had a whole rap battle behind it. You know what I'm saying? But before the whole debate, it was awesome. I still have another clap back coming from Cedric. So y'all stay tuned.
Coming for all gods.
You sure you don't want to get that off right now?
No. That new clapback is not done yet. I'm still writing that out. But
I got you.
Yeah. I'm saving that for the results or whatever. But yeah, play that one track that I wrote to respond to the one that I think I don't know if the one in the beginning, that was a clap towards me too, wasn't it, said? No, it wasn't. All right, well,
that's just my pseudo killer's anthem. No, that's it.
All right. Yeah, well, if you can play that,
hey, listen.
Appreciate it.
You said you sent me something to play?
Yeah, it's in your messenger.
What's a man without religion?
Hold on. Let me find that.
It's short, so it's like it's not a whole song, but it's a little short bar with a
talking to my soul. He was talking to my soul.
Oh, this dude's sorry. Hold up. I gotta pull this up.
Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Kevin. That was smooth work.
I appreciate y'all, both of y'all. Y'all. I feel like y'all brought the breath out of each other. Both of y'all was in there putting together a nice presentation. Nice. It was overall a good debate. I'm glad I ain't no judge because.
I appreciate it, yo. I put a lot of slides in there. There's a lot of slides that I didn't get to, so I'm gonna do a whole presentation on the whole thing after. On another side, not to be shooting at any more shots at as our brother said. I appreciate it. This was a really good friggin' debate academically, and you know what I'm saying. I respect. I've always respected Cedric. You know what I'm saying, his intelligence and his articulation. You know what I'm saying. So this is something that I didn't actually think that I would have ever done, is actually have a debate with Ced, because I was like, man, Ced is freaking daggone surgical. Yeah.
You came
when he came at my head, I'm like, yo, hold on, dude. Hold on. Now I'm gonna have to cut you.
Yeah, try. He comes singing. Whoa.
Yeah, shoot that boy in his toe.
And good job, Zion, for getting him off of me and him. I know we got a banger, but I don't want to see the bobbleheads on the screen.
Amazing, very good moderation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your official tissues. I loved it, man. It was great.
Yeah, man. This was nice.
The audience, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for the patience with a little bit of technical difficulty in the beginning, but it was a smooth ride, a good debate. I had fun doing this. I had fun. I'm gonna get a bottle of water and be right back.
Yeah, everybody, if you here for the waiting on the judges, definitely hit that like button. Shout outs to Sister Michelle Turner. Shout out to Sister Juju. Shout out to Random Info. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Step Into the Light. This was a good debate. DMG. I just feel like DMG. If y'all saw the video before, if you know. I think DMG made my head extra big and my body extra skinny on purpose.
Wow.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what that was about.
DMG.
Zion, do me a favor. Can you share your screen from what you showed me?
Oh yeah.
I cannot pull it up for some reason.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me switch my screen out. I could do that. Definitely. I'll play it. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, we can close out. I guess I don't know if you guys wanted to have anybody come up and have conversation or not, or just close it out until the judges do their thing. And word up. Let me see here.
We'll leave that up to you and Ced.
Okay, cool. Let me share this. I got it up here.
All right, as soon as you add it, I'll add it up.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my man Vincent Mueller, one of our number one supporters. All right, I'm putting on the screen.
Shout
now.
out to Vincent Mueller, my sister Michelle Turner, and everybody else in the chat.
Y'all ready? You good? You got it?
Yeah, it's up on the screen.
All right, real quick, shout out to the new Lord of the Paradigm Shift TV 314 universe and the Versus Series universe, the world champion, undefeated, undisputed, Josh Shube, aka Lucifer the Devil.
Boo! Are you ready? Let's go. Everybody can hear this real quick. Smush it in, baby. Theodosius Thumpkins the third. That's what it is. Thought y'all niggas wanted the battle raps. Yo. Since the ribs is too tender. It's alright. I'll soften the blow. You say that science can live without religion. Okay. But can a man live without vision? Without faith, this small world turns cold. Trying to wear one hat, no soul. It's wild how these pompous niggas, these so-called killers, can't see the bigger picture, go figure. I guess that's what happens in one-dimensional minds, thinking straight lines, no abstraction in your figures. Your rhymes is linear, so I stay in the net of pinhead niggas like Cedric. Who could done it? Just one kill. But I digress with all your abysmal arrogance. Rational transcendence is a thing of fraud. I can't call it. Attacking frauds and all, and you think you're high evolved. Nigga, please, but I'ma pull your card. You say that science can live without religion. Okay. Can a man live without vision? Without faith, this small world turns cold. Trying to wear one hat, no soul. It's like collard greens with no hot sauce. Rice, no beans, and dry pot roast. What profit is it to gain the world and lose your soul? Wheat, fried beans, and no taxo. It's like collard greens with no hot sauce. Rice, no beans, and dry pot roast. What profit is it to gain the world and lose your soul? Wheat, fried beans, and no taxo.
You can't hate on it. You can't hate on it. You can't hate on it. You can't hate on it.
Fried beans and no nacho, nigga.
Hey, Cedric. He said, hey, this dude, man. Hey, man. Hey, Zion,
hot roast.
Welcome to the Versus Series, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was supposed to be here.
This dude.
I'm back, baby.
No doubt. Win or lose, I gotta think you're gonna be ranked. Win or lose.
Collard greens.
Zion gotta be in the top 10, y'all. Y'all like, hey man. All right, y'all. Bear with me. Let me play a video. Cannon a little embarrassed about it, but don't worry about it, man. This is my man Cannon Cannon featuring our brother Hemi, the Biblical Barbarian.
Bobblehead edition.
The Juice Man.
Directed by yours truly, DMG. Cannon, stop hating.
Give you glory. Give you glory. 'Cause you deserve it all. It all. You deserve it all. Oh, you deserve it.
How I'm supposed to feel when I know the devil real. High murder rate in them youngins, yeah, they never chill. Calling all the perkies and them unks into that fentanyl. Politicians got the money, but them potholes they never fill. Murder Inc. Say a family got killed over a parking spot. City hot, smell your block. We don't even talk to cops and other trusting pastors. They done figured out how to touch the money, even though the system going cashless. Still kill and destroy. He never switched his tactics. MK Ultra, the brainwashing the masses. Powers that be, even engineering disasters. They want the whole world to burn. Now they passing out matches. Kids getting snatched up. Everybody on demon time. The world moving faster. Different kinds of cancers. Ever learning. Still ended up with no answers. These principalities think they got us mastered. They want us to call them master. Trying to color masses. Undercover celebrities think we slower than molasses. The Lord returning soon and the devil trying to trash us. The church lukewarm and the house of God filled with actors. Sackcloth and ashes. Look how far we've come in your absence. Sackcloth and ashes. Look how far we've come in your absence. Sackcloth and ashes. Look how far we've come in your absence.
To the pulpit, same water inside. Different chains, same clothes. Can't cage this pride. We've been praying for peace, but the rent passed due. And the church got lights, but the hood needs truth. Mama worked 2 jobs, still tied in their faith. Daddy trying to heal, but the system ain't safe. Young kings on corners just looking for ground. They don't trust folks cause they never count down. Politicians talk love, but they sell divide. We just trying to make change while we stay alive. Black queen in the pews to carry your weight. Says she tired of the hurt, but she still won't break. We need God in the boardroom, booth and block. Not just Sunday, Monday through the shot. Flesh won't fame, but the soul won't peace. And the reason I'm breathing, he ain't done with me. Yeah.
Yeah, that video's still tough though. You know, it's I'm laughing because at the end, why when I put my hands up why my stomach out there, G, what kind of games you playing with me, man?
Hey man, sometimes when people raise their shirts, sometimes when people raise their shirts, when people raise their hands, their shirts go up, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna drop I'm gonna have to drop some East Coast boom bap type of stuff so you can at least get my character right. That's cool.
That's crazy, man. You don't throw your hands up in prayer, brother.
We about to have
No, man, you good.
All right, give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back.
All right, yeah, we get into the judges. The judges is tallying the votes. But no, I appreciate him for supporting my man Hemi. You know how that song came together was it was like, yo, do you do music too? I'm like, yeah, I got something, but it ain't nothing I'm really trying to really put out. I sent it to Hemi. You know, Hemi, he really like the biblical barbarian for real. He wanted to have his he dropped that ministry. So I said, you know what, let me go ahead and let him do something with it because it would have probably just sat on my hard drive. You know, so I appreciate the support. You know, DMG definitely put a vision to it. And, if y'all watch any of the advertisement for Paradigm Shift, DMG is a master of putting together advertisement, So yeah, I appreciate that. Zion, I heard your song. You had a classic beat. And I know I got a couple of songs you said that I got saved. We some pseudo killers.
Yeah,
it should have one. It should have one more though. It should have one more. Yeah, that was a real clapback coming for all gods.
Yeah, right.
We some pseudo killers on his drill tip.
Yes, right. Big shout out to all my Rastafari people, them that are observing, the coronation of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I.
All right, all right, all right. Somebody said, but Daryl, your head big. AF. Daryl. That's funny. Yeah, shout outs to Hemi. I hope he over there doing what he need to do. I think he got a debate going on. That's a good guy, man. I think he an honest and genuine guy. You know, and that man will debate any topic. He'll debate whether it's healthy to drink roach milk if you let him.
Hell, it's roach milk.
All right, so look, I be telling these judges, man, don't send me these long explanations. Just send me a rendering. If they gotta send me a long explanation, I'm trying to get to the point where I put them up on the community tab. But let me stop complaining and get to the verdicts. Let's go. What's that?
I tell him put his camera on.
Yeah, turn that camera on, man. Turn that camera on, Zion. There it is. Zion came with the tie. He said he is dressed to impress, man. Listen, hey, you know the kid got his chip tooth fixed. Hey, man. All right, so this is judge number 1. This was an amazing debate, but I must go with Cedric for this match. His presentation had more effort, and to top it off, his definition of belief versus religion and not conflating the two was a death blow for Zion's argument. Despite a strong effort from Zion in the cross-examination, the evidence remains on the side of Cedric for this debate. That was judge number 1. Now, for those who don't know how it works, we do have a 3-judge system. If the first 2 judges are in alignment, it is a unanimous decision. If they tie, we go to a 3rd judge for the tiebreaker. With that being said, we are going to go to judge number 2. Now, for some reason, they sent me way more than I needed, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it all for context. Zion continues to confuse ritual and tradition with faith. He also seems to be using the very same pitch move he's accusing Cedric of doing. Cedric won the cross-examination. He never veered from his line of questioning. Like a police officer making a traffic stop, Cedric was license and registration, please, while Zion was metaphorically asking about the need for traffic laws and how speeding is a human construct based on belief. Closing remarks. Zion is floundering here. Pseudoscience and scientific racism was eventually proven false by methodological rationalism and scientific inquiry. Science is a constant review of facts and the relevance and the reliance on method to reveal further evidence. Summary. Cedric won this debate while Zion made strong opening arguments grounded in neuroscience and sociology. He failed to employ these effectively throughout the debate. He didn't employ the sound arguments in his opening remarks in cross-examination, though he did make a salient point that Cedric's initial statements weren't germane to the discussion. Cedric musters his facts very effectively and employed criticism from neuroscientific evidence and sociological evidence. He focused like a laser on the issue at hand, and I think he rattled Zion a bit. Zion had evidence at his disposal, but had difficulty countering Cedric's inquiry. Science wins. Respect to Zion for a formidable debate. That was judge number 2, which makes it a unanimous decision for the pseudo slayer, Cedric Ortega. Now, we got to get closing remarks or his thoughts on the debate from our brother Zion, the Lion WARCHILD. Zion, what were your thoughts on what the judges said? Thoughts on your performance? What were your disagreements? And all of
the
that.
second judge actually is blowing smoke because Cedric never touched anything about neurology. Throughout the whole entire debate, I was the only person who actually brought out neurological science. I touched on the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system and how behaviors, and beliefs and stuff function through those processes. Cedric never touched anything concerning neurology. You know, he was rebutting everything that I said and just saying that that science is empiricism, you know what I'm saying, over is more important than the human processes. He actually acquiesced to the human brain's functions and minimized it. I'm the one who's saying that you cannot think outside of your brain, that even when you have empirical data, empirical information, it is still processed through the same brain that functions through these systems. And when one side of the brain is off, then you become disillusioned or you become contrarian. I have a whole bunch of slides. It's okay. I don't mind because I'm going to do the whole entire presentation. And then, you know, I definitely extend the gesture, you know what I'm saying, of good faith and love to my brother Cedric to chime in when I do it. I might do it on Debate Coliseum on Sunday. I just got a message that a certain person is running that. So but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? I'm gracious, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy the debate. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I think that both of us presented our best case in the amount of time that was provided. I would have preferred maybe a third, you know what I'm saying, round, you know what I'm saying, maybe a 10-minute round because I had so many slides. And I'm sure Cedric had more slides too. You know what I mean? The question and answer round, the second, again, I have no problems with what the first judge said. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That sounded very clear to me. The second judge seems extremely biased and apparently was not paying attention to that called debate. You know what I'm saying? Because they sat there and talked about the Q&A round, and Cedric wasn't even answering the questions properly. He was going into rhetoric before answering, like, and then misconstruing religion, belief, and faith with the supernatural and with deity. And I explained in my opening statement that this is belief and religion are not that. I was trying. The hardest thing is to explain to people who have been conditioned to think that religion is only church, mosques, and that on temples.
No, see now, maybe it was a. Oh, you should have.
Let them finish out.
Yeah, I'm about to close anyway. So I don't agree, you know, with the second judge's assessment. Yes, they talk too much because if anybody watches the debate and then listens to the second person sounds like they got some animosity towards me. And that's all right. I've been dealing with this for over 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's all good.
They don't have any animosity towards you, brother. That
was crap. How you gonna say that?
Yeah,
he never talked about
I'm telling you because they don't know
neurology.
None of y'all like that.
So
neurology was my entire premise.
So
he never talked about neurology.
So let's let
Zion finish. I just had to let him know.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if these judges don't know none of y'all personally.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they're confused. They think he's Zion and I'm because Cedric never said anything about the limbic system, the prefrontal cortex, never touched anything related to neurology. He was separating empirical evidence from the human processes. The entire debate was about, for him on his side, was about empirical evidence, not the brain interpreting it.
I think it's you see, that's why I do these debates, because terminology, methodology, and understanding what you're dealing with is imperative. Neuroadaptivity, your whole premise, my brother, could sum up under one heading: neuroadaptivity. And I broke down what it is. Right now, maybe you missed it when I explained how we have the tendency to give agency, and where that comes from. It's an evolutionary byproduct. So those are the words where I use. I didn't need to do all the the limbic system, no, because I understand the concept, what we're dealing with. And I understand how religion co-opted that natural belief, right? That natural system, which is a evolutionary byproduct. Now, not every evolutionary byproduct is good for the human being. Now, the same evolutionary byproduct that created that system of superstition and belief also created metacognition. So now, if you don't understand that these words are directly dealing with your claim off the top, putting it into its right perspective, and now putting that against our understanding. And because we understand, we no longer are just subjected to those primal instincts. Now, what you were doing is equating, and that is the bait and switch in the Martin Bailey. 1 minute, it's religion. The next minute, it's ritual. Ritual practices have nothing to do with supernatural belief, have nothing to do with our tendency for agency. It is just how humans operate. You conflate continuously true justified beliefs, the foundation for human operation, with faith, and that you can never do. Faith is a cognitive process which you are engaged in. And then conflating the abuse of atheism, which simply says, I require evidence. All humans believe, but what you believe and how you believe is a different system. Again, not supernatural. Faith is not the subject. Humans operate on epistemic belief. So you use the word belief, and you do not, and you're not grounded in what it philosophically means. We have rational belief. 1 and 1 is 2. That's a necessary belief. Now, I also believe that the sun is going to come up tomorrow. Why? It's empirically based. I believe my brakes are going to work. You know why? That's empirically based. That says nothing about belief in the supernatural. To continuously conflate the two is why you lost, my brother. So you didn't learn anything tonight. You need to go and watch this debate again. Because that's the reason why you're here, because of the mischaracterization. I understand the limitations of my mental process, so I engage in a methodology to provide me with as many true justified beliefs as possible. And you need to apply a system, because we understand by means of HADD that the brain is fallible. So we don't rely on just our cognitive processes. We rely on science. I am not going to use my cognitive process to make a diagnosis of somebody's illness. I am not going to use my cognitive processes to determine if a plane is going to fly. I'm not going to rely on my cognitive process to design brakes. I am going to use a system, methodological naturalism, because our brain and our senses have been proven fallible. We develop for survival, not for truth. To get truth, true justified belief, we need to imply a system. That is the system you ran from during the Q&A. My good brother.
All right.
You know.
Hey, listen, man. These decisions are always met with a little bit of contention, a little bit of reservation. We understand that. Obviously, we hope to have our brother Zion back, and if he decides to do the entire presentation, we hope he's willing to do it over here.
I'll be glad to.
As a source and slide.
Yep.
And Cedric may want to respond, he may not want to respond, but for right now, Cedric has taken this chapter of the battle. Whether or not there'll be more battles
Congratulations
to come. Shout out to Xion for great sportsmanship.
Yes, sir.
He came to play. Listen, man. Again, the judges said what they said, but I think we all saw Xion did not come to play. He is a force in these debate streets. He may have come up against there tonight, but I think brother showed that if you want some, you can come get some. He did not come to play. I was hyped listening to my brother. It is what it is. I'm hyped listening to Sid, but y'all better not discount Xion WARCHILD in these debate streets. That being said, man, y'all know what it is. It's Paradigm Shift TV 314. We're going to see if my brother Cannon want to come back with an after show. If not, we will see y'all tomorrow. We have, and hey, I say it's the original face-off because I don't remember nobody calling it that till we did, but I know a lot of people starting to call it. Let me say the original that started right here on Paradigm Shift TV 314 in the Versus series, the original face-off. I thought people had prelims, but not everybody got a face-off. That being said, the original face-off tomorrow, the social media champion, KOT, and the Moorish barbarian, Apollo Bay, will be right here to decide the subject of their upcoming debate on the original. I'm going to say it one more time. The original face-off. I know everybody got a face-off now, but y'all know what I mean.
I got you.
It'll be here tomorrow with our brother KOT, the defending social media champion, and our brother Apollo Bay. That'll be around 7:15 Central Time. Y'all be back here to check that out as those brothers come to terms. Our brother Cedric got a lot coming up, and the academic championship is active. We got our first defense under the belt, but I think Xion showed everybody, whether it's the Versus series proper or if it's this academic position, the brother want all the smoke. I'm proud. Hey, man, my brother had me hyped. Cedric had me hyped. This was a powerful debate. We appreciate y'all. I got two things before I go, but the first things first.
Told y'all I ain't playing with y'all. Playing with y'all pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. I'm a pseudo killer nigga, and I'm coming for your head. Holding niggas accountable for the pseudo shit they said. Ain't no more running, nigga, I'm gunning for your head. I'm a boogeyman to these pseudos, I'ma leave these streets bad. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. I'm tired of all this talking, nigga.
Hey, shout out to the academic champion, Cedric Ortega, a.k.a. the Pseudo Slayer, representing the Pseudo Killers. Shout out to my brother, Xion, the Lion WARCHILD. And hey, my brother Classic Craig got a show coming out called The Segment. The segment is going to feature high-level panel discussions with some of the greatest minds in these debate communities. Y'all come up here and join the brother as he explores a bunch of different topics with some of the best minds in these debate streets. That's The Segment with our brother Classic Craig.
Look, hating on me, don't stop. Only help a real cause. Hood legend on some pocket. Manifested till I'm living large. Highballing cause the sky falling. I'ma catch a little piece though. I ain't worried about your little. No, she easy as a free throw. She wanna hold me like ransom. Just cause I'm young and I'm handsome. Tell all these to have a seat. I know that they cannot stand them. Burn it and roll me another one. I do whatever I feel like. I remember when we dreamed about it. Woke up this morning, it's real life. Trade the whip, trade the currency. Moving like it's an emergency. We gotta check out, it's close to 11. So baby, ride it with some urgency. I'm just here.
Baby, riding with some urgency. Listen, y'all come and join Classic Craig for the segment that's going to be his take on high-level panel discussions where he bring between 3, 5, maybe even 6, 7, 8, 9 different minds in these conscious communities all across these YouTube streets to have some high-level panel discussions. Classic Craig, the segment. Hey, I want to thank Xion WARCHILD, the academic champion, Cedric Ortega, for a powerful debate. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Paradigm Shift TV 314. It's your brother, DMG the Poet, a.k.a. Brother Pianki, and we will be black at it. Y'all come and join us tomorrow for the original face-off with our brother KOT, the social media champion, and Apollo Bay. In the meantime, I'm going to leave y'all one more time with our brother.
Can I shout out the pseudo killers and the community of skeptics? Don't forget to subscribe, tune in to the pseudo killers and the community of skeptics. Yeah, we get it. Peace.
Shout out. Xion, you got anybody you want to shout out? Unmute your mic, Xion.
Shout out to my whole Rastafari crew, LOJS, Line of Judah Society, EWFI, the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, original rude boy thing. Y'all understand me? All of my Rastafari, you, all of the Lions Den, all of the House of Consciousness brethren, the bar, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all of my people. You know, understand? If I forget somebody, you already know. You know what I mean? Much love, blessed love. You know what I mean? Big shout out.
Rastafari rice, chicken leg and Danny cake.
Blessed love.
Hey, I could just picture Xion with the dude from Belly. I'm the original Jamaican Don Dada.
Never talk that scared business to me, star. Where I chat about my original Dandal.
Everybody want dead.
Nobody want dead.
Shout out for a powerful debate between these two powerful brothers, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with my brother Cannon featuring Hemi, the biblical barbarian. We out. That's peace.
Give you glory, give you glory, 'cause you deserve it all. It all. You deserve it all.
Supposed to feel when I know the devil real. High murder rate in them youngins, yeah, they never chill. Gone all the perkies in them, sending that fentanyl. Politicians got the money, but them potholes they never fill. Murder Inc. say a family got killed over a parking spot. City hot, smell your block. We don't even talk to cops and other trusting pastors. They done figured out how to touch the money, even though the system going cashless. Still kill and destroy. He never switched his tactics. MK Ultra, the brainwashing the masses. Powers that be even engineering disasters. They want the whole world to burn. Now they passing out matches. Kids getting snatched up. Everybody on demon time. The world moving faster. Different kinds of cancers. Ever learning. Still ended up with no answers. These principalities think they got us master. They want us to call them master. trying to color masses. Undercover celebrities think we slower than molasses. The Lord returning soon and the devil trying to trash us. The church lukewarm and the house of God filled with actors. Sackcloth and ashes. Look how far we've come in your absence. Sackcloth